Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome back to Rolling with Difficulty, the adventures of the crew of Aspera. I, as always, am your Dungeon Master, Austin, and I'm joined by our wonderful players, the crew of the Aspera. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
1 week it'll be awkward, and I'll just not be playing with anyone, but for now they keep showing up, so we're excited to have you back. I don't think we have any announcements this week, so with no further ado, we'll jump right back into where we left off. The exciting adventures of these heroes.
Yes.
I'm going home.
We're going
the last that we left our heroes, you decided to finally finish the job you took so many episodes ago. Deliver the soul coins to Otto. You made your way back to the city of Brass, dropped off your cargo, got paid your measly sum of 50 gold apiece, and had a little bit of a nice relaxing day in the city of Brass. Some armor was attended to, some relevant information gleaned by Virla, who had investigated potentially some missing fragment of his backstory and found that it might lie somewhere deep in Mechanus, and obtain the coordinates as such. So, after a heartwarming discussion with the rest of the crew about whether they would, so to speak, take the job, be contracted under one of their own, reassurance from all of them that they would, of course, help him out, Virla and the rest decided to set sail for the Clockwork Nirvana. You were stopped when an old co-worker of
Rival
Dani, Egan, revealed, at first seemed normal, then revealed something clearly had happened and was possessed by some malevolent force. Still interested in the acquisition of Kyana. Seems that these enemies do not easily die. However, they saw that the fight was probably not going to go their way like it didn't the first time, escaped, and you decided to set sail. After some travel, you made your way to the portal to Mechanus, but not before Virla was managed to piece together the perhaps long-standing mystery of some of the origin behind Kyana and her monastery, the Cenobium Tenebris. Looking at all the clues that have been laid before you, likely the malevolent force behind this was indeed the Illithid, more commonly known as the Mind Flayers, the former scourge of the Planescape.
Dun, dun, dun.
With this information,
Squid Boys.
you guys decided that you probably something that needed to be dealt with, but time was on your side as you arrived at Mechanus. We begin not with you going through the portal to Mechanus, actually, but somewhere else.
Against you. Going through the portal to Mechanus.
We find ourselves in a dark room.
Damn it.
Curving walls illuminated in soft purple light emanating from a flameless brazier. As has happened so many times before, the thing that was Prior Sephram enters,
What?
though now in the form of a fire genasi, clad in leathers and coveralls, tools hanging from their belt.
No.
The Not-Eagan kneels on the ground, chin dipped down to avoid looking at the figure that now approaches. Though no mouths move, the voices are heard by each in their mind. I see you wear a new skin. How many more members of the flock did you sacrifice this time? None. I do not recall saying I was finished. Your dogged obsession with this lost sheep is short-sighted. You lost almost a third of the flock trying to find it, and then another when it encountered it in Sigil. It may have seemed special to you, but all of our flock have been handpicked for the nourishment of our future children.
Don't call him
This
flock,
one's
man.
escape is of no loss to us. Unless The figure moves gently into the light, not seeming to walk, but merely almost drifting, casting its features now in sharp shadow. The frame, over 6.5 feet, almost 7 feet tall, the 6 long tentacles hanging from its face. Long, impossibly rubbery and pliable fingers wrapped around a staff. "What is it you are hiding in there?" The Not-Eagan winces. "When I confronted her, she spoke back to me in Gith." There's a rush forward, the hand extends, the Not-Eagan lifted into the air by an unseen force. "And how would it have learned? Gith, if it has allied with them, our doom has been brought upon us by you."
Yay!
Struggling against the crushing force, the Not-Eagan widens its eyes frantically. "She has not allied with Gith. She is piloting a spelljammer, crewed by Flotsam and Jetsam from the Scape."
Oh,
A pause.
Dibs on Flotsam.
Rude.
I guess I'll be Jets.
Piloting? How is that possible? The Not-Eagan slowly descends to the floor. Something of her psionic powers allows her to, far more powerfully than should be expected. Another pause. "If this is true, where did it attain such a vessel? The few remaining ones that function are closely guarded and held. Impossible to be run by so few lowly creatures." Not impossible. They have an expert in arcanotech from Brass. And now, the Not-Eagan gestures at itself. So do we. The Not-Eagan stands, fully facing the aberration before it. And should we regain Kyana, we will have a pilot. Cut to black.
Well, now.
Tick, tick, tick. We find ourselves in a huge cavernous space. Gears of all different sizes shimmering, coppers and steels rotate against each other. A portal of shimmering blue, a blue diamond shimmer glowing. The Aspera emerges from it into this golden and shimmering space with a soft vibration. The world around you is vast, filled entirely by gears, some the size of buildings, but most much larger, size of lakes, maybe even continents, stretching out like slowly rotating islands of steel and stone. The space is immense, and yet there is a feeling of claustrophobia, for wherever you look, there is no sky, only gears, and gears beyond the gears. All around you, ever present, the persisting, unrelenting tick, 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 as the cogs turn each other infinitely. Welcome to Mechanus, the clockwork nirvana.
Dang.
Crew of the
This
Aspera,
is the coolest
what would you
place
like to
we've
do?
ever been. I, Sophia, would like to point out that the dumb joke Gith for Dummies has really come to pay dividends here in episode 7.
Boy, it's good we didn't have Enoch with us when they attacked. Because they don't know we actually do have Gith allies. You know, for a second there, I really thought it would be like, yeah, hunting down Kyana, it really is more trouble than it's worth. We'll just go back to our own evil machinations.
And then the unless.
Yeah, unless? Jesus.
Unless...
Virla, this is the coolest place you've ever been, and the longer that we stay here, the more likely I am to start touching things, so where do we need to go?
That's that is a good question. I've done some research. I have a couple of landmarks we could search for. I think the most beneficial one would be the Transcendent Academy. Would be a nice place to start.
Well, it certainly sounds very shiny.
And you would like it as well, Dani. From what I understand, they are people who have taken up a profession very similar to yours.
Ooh.
Oh?
There is also what I understand to be the Council of Cogs, but from what I understand, they are very clandestine with their findings and discoveries, and
I hate it when academics are like that.
I am not sure how responsive they will be to us. But my goal here is simply to attain some semblance of where we are in the coordinate system of Mechanus, and then head toward our goal.
Certainly. So, a couple of things. One, the Council of Cogs operates out of the Transcendent Academy. They're the ones in charge. Second, you don't have coordinates for the Transcendent Academy, but go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Sure. Yeah, I figured if flying around for a bit and seeing something that doesn't look vaguely school-like or like a university or something doesn't work, then we'd have to kind of, head down and actually ask around. But, yep. Arcana check, here we go.
I've never been good with academic types. We just have different learning strategies, I'm more of a learn-by-doing kind of person.
This is fair. I think that your tinkering method would clash greatly with theirs. I rolled a 9.
Total of 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not really sure how to orient yourself in this coordinate system just yet.
Yeah. There
must be some means of navigation. People use it, but...
Yeah, it's not like Tron, right? There's no semblance of a grid. It's
Nope.
We're not going to get
said there were mile markers or something, right? There were
Oh, true, yeah.
There are signposts. Are we, by any chance, within eye shot of one?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any...
Anyone who wants, go ahead and roll perception checks.
Perception.
Noir forgot about that, so good catch.
Perception,
oh my
is
God.
there any...
I just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, never mind.
So
There
that's
you go.
24
Yeah,
total.
no.
This die is staying.
What were you saying, Sophia?
I was going to see if Dani could make some sort of intelligence check to try and interpret the coordinates based on just, understanding how coordinates often work. But if
Totally. Oh
Kyana
my God.
just rolled
This
that
is like
natural 20.
Well, Kiana's natural 20 is good, but, let's allow other rolls as well.
Yes.
I feel like this is just a raw intelligence check. There should be, some sort of science check. I guess that's what Arcana is in the D&D multiverse. So, go ahead and roll straight intelligence.
10.
10? Okay. Yeah, there's probably some sort of system that people can use to move through. If it's a coordinate system, which, just even on a 10, you're pretty smart. It's a 3-digit coordinate system, so X, Y, Z graph. That makes sense. So there must be some way to orient yourself in space so that instead of just counting off whatever unit of measurement that they're using, in which case there must be some way to tap into that, but you're not sure what you're supposed to be tapping into yet. Kyana, you move to the side and with the benefit of your spider climb boots, kind of get a good look around as you lean over.
Yep.
You do see that there is what looks like a factory. It's a large, perfectly cubed building when there's smokestacks all over, and there's a bunch of windows on what appears to be an upper floor that are open, and there's definitely movement. Something is walking around, moving down there.
Huh. Well, we can ask those nice people for directions.
Yeah, it's on a cog, which all the cogs are always rotating. So it's currently, you can see it, and it's just not in any rush, but it is rotating away from you slowly.
Maybe
but
we
not,
should go.
not in a rush. You probably have over an hour before it disappears from you. But it's just ever slowly, just
Gotcha.
moving along on the outside of this gear.
Well, I'd recommend we start there, as it is the only thing that isn't a gear that I can see from here.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Verla will pilot the ship and just sort of head downwards. He will be, sort of knowing the reputation of Mechanus, he will be on the lookout for anyone who seems to be approaching the ship, in case we're violating some sort of protocol, that, I don't know. So he'll just be on the lookout for that. But, barring anything of that nature, he'll continue to head downward.
Go ahead, take an inspiration, because it's a very Mechanus thought to be on the lookout for any rules encroachments.
Oh, that's 2 for me.
It's like merging onto a highway, but way more high stakes.
I also had another thought of the coordinate
Are our
system,
blinkers working?
Yeah, we got our seatbelts in order.
There's no seatbelts on this.
Repairs
Oh, that
we
makes
could
sense.
do. The ship is sort of permanently falling apart at this point, but we're functional for now.
We have a license to operate the Spelljammer, but not with the flamethrower attachment, so...
Do we have a license to operate the Spelljammer, or did Otto just tell us that we're operating the Spelljammer?
Who are you gonna license it to?
Not to worry,
There's
I have a
authority in
permit.
the multiverse. Everywhere you go is different.
We also have no captain, so.
Yeah, the Lady of Pain signed
And
my
that's
doctor's
fun.
note, so I can totally pilot this ship.
I think we lost the license and registration to this old jalopy eons ago.
Yeah, it's in our other Spelljammer. We misplaced it.
Oh, I left.
We cut from that. We cut to a small hole inside the in the duct in the ship. There's a little nest that Plug has made, and you see the license and registration crumpled up in the corner, like the monkey in the vent of Community.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Plug now with access to even more trapdoors, thanks to my last particular.
So I guess this means
yeah,
Plug
you
is the
guys
rightful
descend.
owner of the ship.
Yes.
He is
Plug
indeed
is the
captain
Plug is
now.
the captain now.
Yes.
Ah.
You guys descend. Funny thing, as you move, the ship has its own gravity to keep you from falling off as you move in space. But as you move, you can feel there's a gentle pull. Whenever you pass a vertical gear, you're pulled to it as if it is down. So the physics here, just like the cubes in Acheron, are forever pulling inward. The gears here are pulling towards the middle of the gear, the flat, along that plane.
Yeah.
So wherever you can walk and then start walking perpendicularly if you want against a gear that is
Ooh.
merged perpendicularly with the one you're on.
Very Goblin
You guys
King. I
approach
like it.
and you see it is indeed a factory, though you can't really see inside very well. There's a lot of smoke with little like sparkly bits kind of coming out, little copper sparkly bits coming out of it, and it is being currently the movement you saw outside are Modrons. There's monodrones, which are spherical ones with one big eye, and there are duodrones and all pentadrones and all the different. There's a couple of each different shape, mostly monodrones walking around. But yeah, you see a whole bunch of them. Some of them are just kind of patrolling. A few of them seem to be like moving waste of some kind, like they're pushing carts with scrap metal in it.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of greenery here, are there?
Not from what you can see currently.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
do
Apologies,
what we need to
Finbar.
do.
Make sure you guys use like $1 words with these Modrons. These are the same guys who work at the
Oh, yeah?
docks in Sigil. My old Mixies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll sort of.
All right.
Yeah.
I
dismount
assume you
and
park
head
the
down
ship
the ship.
and are going to approach.
Yep.
let's
As
do
we
it.
get off, I hand everyone a little chocolate eclair. Make sure we have these for today, just a little buffer in case things get a little dicey out there.
Yes.
Was this another?
So
Temp
yeah, it's another
HP?
treat. Yep. 3 temp
Yes.
HP.
Ooh. Thank you.
Stay together, Dani. Don't touch anything.
Danny's like squatting down already, starting to poke at the gear that we're on, and slowly pulls her hand back when you say that.
Gear already looking a little bit worse for wear. Everywhere you touch it, it just
right.
greebles. It just gets a little more chaotic looking.
Returning from Star
What sort
Trek
of
to Star Wars.
Modron are you going to approach, and who's going to do the talking?
If these are Modrons that I like recognize from the ones that hang out at Sigil, Danny will look for any that look familiar to those dock workers.
Yeah.
They all look all the ones that are the same shape look completely identical to each other. So every monodrone, which are the round ones, looks like every other monodrone, and then there are the duodrones, which are kind of like flat-ish, because they're supposed to be two-sided, but they're not two-dimensional. And then so on. There are pyramid-shaped ones and ones that are like pentagram-shaped and stuff like that.
I am inclined to let Virla do the talking around here, because he seems to know the most about how this place works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Noir question. This is a question that Noir has. Are the monodrones capable of speech as opposed to the duodrones? I am assuming that as you go up in dimensionality, I'm assuming that their sophistication increases.
Yeah, watch out for the spheres.
Yeah.
So
Fuckers.
the sophistication does go up. Monodrones are capable of following a single task at a time, much like a preschooler. Duodrones are capable of following 2 tasks simultaneously, and so on and so forth.
Ah.
Sure.
So we want someone multifaceted, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll approach one of the duodrones, and I'll just sort of how's he gonna do this?
Hey, you!
I'll go walk up, and very just sort of matter-of-factly, I will sort of say, state the coordinates of this place.
The duodrone looks at you. It stops what it's doing. It's got like its body is segmented, a top part and a bottom part, so the legs stop and the top part rotates towards you, and then the legs follow suit afterwards. It looks you up and down and lets out a little like computer sound. It's speaking Modron to you.
Shit.
Wait.
Okay.
Do any of us speak Modron?
I do not.
No!
I don't, but Dani has to communicate with the Modrons on the docks of Sigil all the time, so I assume that I've got some sort of like charades ability going in here. Could I try?
Oh wait.
Could I try and interpret with like my understanding of how I've communicated with these guys in Sigil in the past?
Honestly, I think the reason why Dani has such a hard time with the Modrons is because the Modrons are just misinterpreting everything that Dani is charading to them.
Actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let Dani do that, but I would like to look at the Modron, or the duodrone that Vrilla just talked to, and mind link with it, and be like,
"Oh,
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" And use my action to let it reply to me. We don't need to share a language for this to work. Hell yeah.
Fantastic. The duodrone looks confused because it has no idea where that's coming from, but when asked a direct question like that, it functions as intended. Hold on. You hear currently at coordinates 021-292-001.
Thank you. I'll break off the link. All right, guys, I got it.
Dani is like mid-wild arm motion pointing at the ground like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Do you speak the language of the Modrons?
No, but I think when we're in our heads, everyone kind of speaks the same language. So we're at 021-292-001. Is that helpful?
Could you continue to mind link with it, and then I will.
Well, for now, yeah.
It's already starting to walk away because it's assumed the conversation is over.
You come on.
I mean.
State the units of measurement for the coordinate for the coordinate system.
Units. Oh, how long?
Yeah.
How far apart are the?
Noir thinks that every 5 feet is 1 block.
That seems unlikely.
Spicy.
If you are still mind linked with it, it will reply to you. Each coordinate is measured as 1,000 feet from Primus.
Thank you. All right, 1,000 feet blocks. So we can figure out how far away we are from the coordinates you have pretty simply.
Yeah. I can't find the coordinates for the place. And
I haven't
just listed up.
You just listed up a bunch of numbers. I'm not that mean.
I assume that it is just simple multiplication to just essentially get to figure out where we need to go.
Just a little trigonometry.
The coordinates you're trying to get to are 008, 492, -73.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess one more question then for the duodrone, who is assuming
this poor duodrone just trying to do its job.
It's walked away even further.
We can get this from another duodrone if we want. We don't need to keep her out.
Another one's coming by at this point.
Yeah.
They're doing rounds.
Okay. 2 commands you said to the duodrone? Okay.
They can understand two. Yeah, they can understand 2 things at a time.
Okay, then I will say, state the coordinates of this place and orient yourself in the direction of the positive axis for each coordinate.
You see, I'm not going to repeat the numbers, but you see it does, and it orients you in the correct direction, so you understand the X, Y, and Z axes that you're meant to be traveling along.
Okay, there we go.
Incredible.
All right, now we have everything. And we can...
Guys, that was really smart.
Thank you. This place is simpler than I thought.
You guys got the information that we need?
Yeah.
Nor, I'm an engineer. This is my bread and butter right here. You want to talk graphs? Let's do it.
For our listeners, Sophia as Dani is currently doing the YMCA.
I'm trying to do charades, but I can't. I don't want to get out of my chair.
I'm in engineering.
Yeah.
And I was in filming
numbers.
You're doing that at a Modron, and another one like walks up and looks at it. Both their big googly eyes roll to each other, and then they like gently raise their spears up.
I will
Thanks very
head
much.
back to the ship, and I will
We'll be on our
drag
way.
Dani along with me.
Wait, don't we need the coordinates? Oh no.
Fantastic. Okay. Wow.
Excellent.
So we know where we're going?
Yeah,
Super
we got
cool.
it.
we do.
Yeah, you guys know
Right.
exactly where you're going.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Within
Fantastic.
1,000 feet.
Yeah,
within
yeah.
1,000 feet.
1,000
by
foot
1,000
cube.
feet by 1,000 foot. We will be within our
Yes.
coordinates.
Okay. What I'm going to need now is, because you guys know what you're doing, we're going to need. Let's see. This is a question of measuring exact 1,000 feet as best you can, which is pretty fairly easily doable between
don't have
the
enough.
brains that you have on the ship, and just keeping yourself oriented, understanding, so that you don't, because there's gears everywhere. So you're going to. It's not just like move this number of feet on the x-axis and then go up on the z-axis and then over on the y.
Yeah.
You have to be shifting around stuff all
Yeah.
the time. So it's keeping everything in your head simultaneously to understand. So
you
I feel
telling
like it's
me-
going to be a combined check. Can I get an investigation and a survival check to run the math and to keep yourselves oriented in space? It doesn't have to be from the same person. This can be a group
Kyana,
effort.
can you assist me?
Yes.
Or Finbar, because I feel like Virla. I can do the No, Virla has no idea what an investigation or survival check is. Virla can do the investigation check. I feel pretty solidly. but
Virla's
the survival
crunched
check,
the
so-
numbers. He can run the calculations.
Also, are you
let's call
telling me?
each a DC 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, are you telling me of the fucking Santa's list of things to be added to the ship, an odometer isn't on this thing already?
No. But there are doors that you
No
guys don't
idea how
know the
much
location
mileage this
of.
baby has.
Also,
Oh,
if I did
jeez.
the math right, we're going about 40 miles, but that might not be correct.
All right, investigation. Ooh, yeah, natural 15 plus 7 makes that a 22.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, that's investigation. Can I get someone to make that survival check? I
Right.
assume it'll probably be Finbar.
Yeah, I'm guessing you
Yeah.
got the best out of all of us.
Unfamiliar territory, but traversing environments is what I'm all about. Ooh, I rolled a 14, but I will guide myself
Ooh.
and add a d4 to that to get us over
Nice.
the hump. And I
You
rolled a 1.
guys, you're such competent adventurers. Yeah, so there's a couple times, Finbar, you are kind of out of your element, so to speak here.
There are no trees here.
There's no,
Yeah.
there's not only is there no nature, there's no ground. Like there's very little to orient yourself with, but your pixies, every now and again you get kind of like a vertigo sensation trying to keep it all straight, and your pixies are able to kind of like snap you back into it and like whisper in your ear their little chime language and keep you going.
Tiny little
like,
pixie
yeah,
slap
like,
across the face.
yeah, pretty much. Ginger's a spicy one. Also, I believe I do want to let our listeners
Technically,
know
they're all spicy.
because it wasn't brought up, but I think it was Ginger was fired at the Get the Yankee ship during the chase
Yes.
and pulverized, sent back to the Feywild. She did rejoin the group when they
Yay!
traveled back to
Aw.
Fairy and is once
a
again
long
part of the
discussion
So if
about
if,
whether we-
if,
Yes.
if for the last month you've been really anxious about the fate of Ginger, rest easy. She's fine. Yeah, you guys are successful. So you're able to navigate without running afoul of any encounters. Are able to see Mechanus in all of its glory. There are some sights that you see while you're traveling. The gears are, for the most part, bare. Easily 95% of them, I'd say, are exactly what you'd expect being inside of a giant clockwork mechanism. But there are some sights. Occasionally you run along, you see a gear that is, to Finbar's delight, covered in trees, like there has been land, forests, and nature cultivated here. Growing in
God.
there is just a general, there's no sun, there's just a soft emanating light that kind of seems to fill the void. So shadows are sort of, it's that case where there's like lots of light sources, so shadows wherever you go are kind of like all around you.
Always
So you see
rim
there's
lit.
some trees. You pass, there's like a small kind of town. It looks like a town. One giant gear that is kind of perpendicular to you, and you see whatever beings may be there, far off as they are, just sort of milling around, ants in the distance. You see at one point, way off, which you were able to avoid thanks to very high rolls, meeting the DC on both checks. You see a gear that seems to be Swiss cheesed, much like the gear, the cubes in Acheron, and there are what look like giant insects, like man-sized insects, kind of flying in and out, and some of them crawling along the holes. Yeah. But none of these things come to bother you as you make your journey.
As we're
Instead,
oh, sorry, please.
Go on. No, please. You are traveling on the journey.
Yeah, this is like the coolest place Dani's ever been, and so I don't think we're gonna be successful. But just like looking at all the gears, because we're in a giant machine essentially, I want to try and figure out what it does. Can Dani make some sort of intelligence check to figure out what Mechanus does?
Roll me oh my god.
That's a philosophy question.
I don't think this is going
that
to
is a
get an
philosophy
answer,
question.
but I want to make sure that it is explicit that is what Dani is trying to do right now.
I worry if you roll well enough, you'll see into the infinite and like.
Dani achieves in
Go ahead and roll me.
You've drunk.
Roll me just an intelligence check.
Just
roll me intelligence.
You've drunk the solder.
19.
19's pretty good.
Ooh.
You gaze at it, take in the many sights, the gears, the cogs, some the size of a person, others so massive they could be their own continents. You see the forests, the village, you see some are seem to be like scrap yards, and there's all sorts of variety of things. And you just let that ticking sort of exude into you. There is something about this place. It's perfectly ordered, and in fact, as you're writing, you hear at one point there's a chime sounds twice, just a bong, bong, and then silence. The monodrones that kind of fly by in the distance seem to take notice of it as it happens. You're contemplating all of this. It's said by some philosophers who tend towards the school of law that Mechanus is the machine that runs the multiverse, that runs the planescape. Without it, the great ordering of the wheel would fall into disarray. Chaos and order, good and evil would combine and mix much as the way that the elements do in the primordial chaos that forms the planes of air, fire, water, and earth. So, looking at the grandeur of all of it, with a 19, it's hard to see how that could be wrong. Like, a machine of this intricate, perfect design with all of these facets, how could it be doing anything less important than keeping the multiverse in motion? How could law be anything but the truest, most pure form of enlightenment?
I wonder if I could turn the thermostat of the universe up like a degree or two if I just like go the right gear in here.
That reminds me, actually, as it's brought up, light and shadow and cold and heat exist in equal parts here. So wherever you go, there are shadows and light are perfectly in sync. There's a perfect even amount. It seems to stretch out from whatever shape is casting the shadow. And wherever you go, it seems to be just perfect temperature. Just I don't know, what is like 63 degrees? I don't know what's a perfect
It's a little chilly.
Nah, this
70-ish.
Something about this ain't natural. It don't
in your
feel
house,
right. There's
63
no
is
breeze.
cold, but outside 63 is warm. That's my take.
There's no breeze.
But yeah,
there's no sunlight.
This has been Austin's
That's true, there's no
thermostat
breeze.
corner. Now back to the show.
There was a moment when you were describing that, Austin, that I really thought that Dani would like finally tick over from chaotic into lawful.
No.
And then Sophia's like, "Can I turn the thermostat up on the universe?" And all
Dani
was
just
right
wants
with
to
the
know
world.
the rules so she can break them.
I want to
This
know
is
the
true.
rules.
Or build
so I
a better
can
one.
change them.
I'm just wondering if if the great secret revelation is that this is all the inner workings of like some primordial being's coffee maker or something, and it all funnels down
just-
into a little drip right at the bottom.
We go for the full
just a-
Hitchhiker's Guide school of thought.
Yeah.
We're like, what if this was all nonsense? What if this was the most
Oh, I was
mundane
thinking Men in
shit?
Black,
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
where we're all in the marble of aliens playing marbles.
Right.
It's just a monodrome.
Yeah.
All this.
Where's one monodrome
Yeah,
just
this infinite
staring at a wall
clockscape.
playing paddleball?
infinite clockscape.
Yeah.
Just to power the simplest being. Anyway.
Dani, you sit and marvel on all this. Virla and Finbar, you guide the journey. Is Kyana up to anything during this, or just taking in another exciting new place to experience?
This place is definitely interesting. This is more in the nice place to visit, but probably don't want to live here camp in my book. It's just, it's a little bit structured for my tastes, and it kind of feels like if you've seen one part of it, you can kind of infer what the rest of it looks like, but I'm having a good time. And I like keep kind of looking over at Dani, who's just like staring at the same patch of non-horizon, being like, it's full of gears. And I'm like, she's having fun.
Yeah, I'm like halfway over the railing. I got my hands on the edge.
Gears.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'm just kind of like making sure she's not falling off the edge. Other than that, just keep making sure we're going in the right direction.
Money.
Plug is like holding on to the edge of my coveralls. It's fine.
Yeah. Plug is having a full-blown existential crisis trying to keep you walking off the edge, and you're just like, oh, everything makes sense now.
Yeah, him being in this giant machine is like you guys being inside of like some dead god or something. That'd be
It's
great.
our shrink down and go
totally
inside our
wild.
friend to save them from a mysterious disease episode. It's a
Season
stock
2,
Oh
episode.
my god. Don't even get me started on Journey to the Center of the Android. Anyway.
I was thinking Osmosis Jones.
That's the
Yes,
name of the
yes.
comic book issue. Phineas and Ferb.
Oh no, we were.
Oh, Journey to the Center of Candace.
There's an episode of that too. Yeah, the Journey to the Center of Candace. Fantastic. So you guys travel, taking your way. In fact, actually, Kyana, that's a good insight. If you've seen a bit of it, you've seen it all. Mechanus is actually, I'd have to double check this. If it's not the only one, it's one of a few planes that is a single layer. So most planes have multi-layers. For example, there are the 9 hells. There are 9 layers there. 7 heavens of Mount Celestia. So that's a 7-layered plane. The abyss is famously infinite layered.
Yes.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
good stuff. Right.
3 layers of the beast
But-
lands.
The 9
Yes,
hells.
so on and so
yada,
forth.
yada.
Mechanus is but a single layer. So it is relatively easy to get around in the sense that you can't plane shift to higher or lower layers. You can only get into the entry layer. In Mechanus, it's all the entry layer. So as you make your way through, you eventually come to what you have carefully calculated to be your destination. You see a giant bronze cog about the size of maybe it's like a couple football stadium size put together. Like it's pretty big, but it's not continent sized. On it near like covering a good portion, but not like half of it or anything like that. You see a squat sort of tower. It's clearly got levels to it, but maybe only like 3 to 4. It has a beautiful bronze and stone outwork. You see the towers kind of rise up. In fact, it is semi-gear shaped with 8 sort of tower facets, so to speak, surrounding it. So it's round, but it has like these 8 kind of tower. Yeah, crenellations coming and surrounding it. So it has this kind of wavy outside that almost looks like a gear. In front of what is clearly the doorway, you see a beautiful archway of like vine thickness, like a couple inches thick, golden wires that have been bent into this like beautiful awning sort of situation. It has these like pewter facets in the design of the building, and as you set the ship down, you can hear there's almost like a faint humming coming from the area. If you would like to disembark, you have made it to the location specified by the coordinates discovered by Virla.
Woohoo!
My first thought, as Virla dismounts and leaves the ship, does the Aspera look anything at all like this environment? Like this immediate...
Ooh, aesthetic-wise?
The Aspera is steampunky, but there is not necessarily a unifying design that you see here.
Okay.
It's a good thought, though.
Does this place look like it's actively like in use? Are there any sort of like modrons or people around, or is it more of like it's ticking away but it's sort of abandoned? Like it looks kind of relatively empty or autonomous.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh yeah, Dani will make a perception check.
Oh no.
Ooh, natural 1, but minus 1, so that's 0.
No!
Okay.
Nice.
Ah!
You hit your head on
Dani.
the mast.
This is a beautiful piece of machinery that you're looking at, and of amazing construction of this building.
Oh no.
That's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
She's in full. It's full of stars mode.
Danny, let's keep moving.
What?
Keep moving.
What?
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
But yeah, Vera will head towards what the closest thing he can find to an entrance.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
There is, in fact, under this awning, a door.
So they do have doors
Arched.
here. Okay.
Yes, arched. Those same
Can't
beautiful
assume
designs
anything
running
in the
through it.
astral planes.
That lock made out of that same kind of pewter, and the lock is maybe the size of a small dinner plate with a keyhole in it.
Does it look at all like the door that we saw when we were dead god hunting?
In the throat of the dead god.
Oh.
Actually, it's got a similar design, but it's not the exact same door.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that one was just
Yeah, I don't
open,
think Vera-
right?
I don't.
In other words, good insight. It makes sense that there's a connection here, but you're not staring literally at the door that led to that room you entered.
Okay, fair enough.
You stand the ticking emanating from all around you, and the lights sort of humming coming from the building. What would you like to do?
I want to walk up and try and open the door.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
Appears to be locked.
You go push. It does appear to be locked.
Yeah.
Daddy will
We don't
like
have a single
start to
rogue in
bring
this
out
party.
the multi-tool unless anyone else has better ideas.
Well, it's
like,
either that or
oh,
one
we
of us
tried,
breaks
it
it,
turns
so. It was like, I guess my past will remain a mystery.
Yeah. No. Virla has nothing. That. he can try,
Finbar
so
will knock.
Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
You knock.
wait, knock or do the spell knock that automatically opens the door?
No, I will, with my physical hand,
Politely, okay.
politely knock on the door and say, howdy, anybody home?
You knock. As you touch the door, you feel that faint vibration from the metal. Seems to be almost humming. There's a doom, doom, doom that echoes. Clearly the space inside is large and probably stone or metal or something, because you can hear the faint echo inside, but no one calls back to you.
Anyone have any better ideas? Because if not, and Daddy
No
will
one's
like
answering.
wiggle
Yeah,
the
Vera-
multi-tool.
I can try punching it, but the tool is probably a better idea.
Yeah,
Hiya.
Virla will try letting Dani.
I
have a go.
cast knock. Pow.
Hiya!
Alright. Sensing that the group is going for some more subtlety, I will not cast a firebolt at the lock and instead will try and
Oh,
turn my
jeez.
multi-tool into a set of thieves' tools and try and pick the lock.
Yeah, the like the cyborg's hand in said National Treasure Planet. Like the cyborg's hand Treasure Planet, the multi-tool sort of like flips through in your hand to several different things, like a little saw, and that's like a little grabby thing, and then the set of thieves' tools expands out, ready to be used.
You're about to see a street teen at her finest. Alright.
Riff raff.
I guess this now typically it uses dexterity. I'm gonna say use dexterity, but you still get double your proficiency bonus on this.
Yeah, so 13 plus 4, so that is 17. Yes. So 21.
Something.
21. You come in, and that's a really good check, but this lock is. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check as you're trying to pick this lock.
That's a natural 1
Oh no.
plus 6, so 7.
This lock's really hard, man.
This lock is really hard, man.
Like, you're doing a good job, and it's not going anywhere.
I have one thing more to try. It is not directly to open it, but perhaps it can provide more insight. I would like to summon Bing.
Bing!
The
Hey!
little orb. I can place it within 60 feet of me, but it doesn't say that it has to be within sight. So I would like
Right.
to just
Correct.
put it
We
like
did
a
talk
foot
about that
past
before.
a foot past the door, and then I'll
Wow.
look into it and see what I see.
Fantastic. Bing manifests inside the room, his little sphere body, and slowly rolls in. The chamber is circular inside, the walls curve away, and the whole room is emanating a soft glow from the polished bronze walls. There is a small, narrow staircase that goes upwards, sort of Fibonacci style, where it's like accelerating, so it starts very shallow, and then it gets steeper and steeper, and you see at a part where it's starting to get so steep that you're thinking, this is a non-functional staircase. It just sort of disappears into a kind of like soft glowing pool of light.
It's like the DNA of the universe, man.
Oh no.
Turning around, I assume that there isn't just like a very convenient button on the ground that Bing can press on, but is there any way? Is it a lock?
That's actually a good question. Can Bing interact with the environment?
It says that it's intangible, but it says that it can't pass through objects. So I don't really know how you would rule that if it would experience some sort of resistance that its environment would also
experience. I think like a video game glitching out. It can't move through objects, but it can't physically interact with the world. It is
okay. Fair enough.
I guess
magically
it could
manifest.
It could cast a spell out through the door.
Well, I'm getting frustrated with this freaking lock.
That's true.
So
if you have some sort of spell, go ahead, make an investigation check for me if you can see, and
sure.
And then
also, I'm sorry. Before we start chucking fireballs at this door, dumb question: are there any windows anywhere on the surface that look like they might?
Oh, that's not
function?
a dumb question. That's a really smart question.
That's a question that too few players ask.
No windows.
No windows.
It's
okay,
a good question. There are no windows.
Okay.
Investigation is a 15.
Investigation is 15. Is your construct is not considered a creature, right?
No, that doesn't sound like it is.
Yeah, I don't think so. It doesn't have a stat block.
Nope.
Yeah, correct. So it's not a creature. You look around. There are doors, but an investigation check shows you this place to be exactly... You don't see any levers or buttons other than the door can be opened. The investigation check shows you exactly what you expected. The doors are closed, by the way.
All right.
Okay.
Daddy's like crouched in front of the lock, like grumbling to herself, really frustrated, sensing that this is going nowhere. I'm going to try casting a firebolt at it to try and break the lock.
Absolutely not. No.
No?
Bing, no!
No?
Mm-mm.
Yes?
Bing can't take damage. Bing's fine.
Bing is an orb.
Orbs aren't automatically immune to damage.
Is this a normal lock or is this a magical one?
Well, according to my Arcana check, it's nonsense
magic?
is what it is.
I do have detect magic, yes.
Oh.
If you want to pop that, that'll tell you.
So it's like, now I don't know too much about trees and not too much about magic, but I know magic when I see one, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic as one of my Furbolg racial traits.
Whoa. The entire building is gently warded with an abjurative field, but the lock especially has an extra level of abjuration around it. Even, if you share this with the group, Noir as Virla, it's probably an arcane lock. This is probably just a reinforced magically lock that you're dealing with.
Virla has nothing that can undo that, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, the orb is there on the other side in case that there's anything we wanted. Like, I can cast spells, I can move, but I can't interact, so if the door's closed, then the door's closed. And
I can try to punch it. We haven't tried that yet.
Virla... In Virla's mind, we went through a very logical process of, like, we tried, the very polite. We went from very polite to increasingly more chaotic, and so, the natural conclusion is that we'd start casting spells at this thing until it breaks. So Virla will step aside and just kind of let whatever happens happen.
No, that's 200% metagaming. Oh, God.
What is it? Tell me, and I'll let you know if it's metagaming.
I was wondering, what's the highest possible Dani can roll on her lock tools check? Because...
Did you didn't use a guidance on her.
I know. I'm like, we can reroll, and Finbar, for the first time in a very long time, will encourage Dani to try to get through this lock.
Alright. So here's what I'm gonna do. Wally, roll me a wisdom check, DC 10, just to see if you would have thought of it while she's still working on it. Otherwise she's gonna have to re-roll.
Okay.
And potentially roll a lot worse.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. That's a 12.
Cool. Yeah. So while she's working on it still, with a 21 representing your best attempt at it, you can give her guidance. Go ahead and roll the d4.
Okay. 4.
Ooh. Oh.
The DC was 25. You needed the 4 on the dice.
Oh.
Please narrate this moment to me, Finbar. You're gonna go over and cast
So
guidance.
Finbar detects
Dang.
magic. His eyes sort of light up a little bit, and he's looking at this lock, and the door's like, magic. I don't really like this place, but we came all this way to help Alvira. Dani, we need you to get through this. And he puts his hand on her shoulders, like, I know you got this.
Aww.
And pumping that extra guidance.
Dani was
Dani,
in
you're-
the zone, and so Finbar putting a hand on her shoulder, like, jostles her, and in jostling her hands, that's when the lock clicks into place.
Wow, really
you
good
hear
job.
the lockpicks find purchase. The whole thing rotates 30 degrees, and the doors swing silently open into the interior. On the other side, your awakened spellbook just waiting there for you.
Oh, hey,
just sitting in the middle of the room, staring out, waiting for you guys to enter.
The mastermind! Bing the whole time!
The big bad evil guy. Point of order also, Plug is back on the ship, because pretty much every time we go off into a plane, I leave him behind to guard the ship. So Plug is not here. Bing is the little
Got it.
dude that we have.
Okay.
He
Perfect.
does own the
Oh,
ship
man.
after all.
Yes, it is
Yes.
Plug's vessel.
Can't wait to kill that cat.
No! No!
All right.
How dare. Okay, welcome to the mysterious dome.
Any of the doors work?
Yeah, what is this place?
Okay, so you guys walk in. As you step through, there is a faint. The first foot that steps through, you hear a ping, ping, ping,
Ah, shit.
ping sound as the alarm spell is set off.
Okay.
There's you. I assume you guys are you all like entering in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vera will
We don't
absolutely
have any
shut it.
rogues to
Yeah.
tell us that that's a bad idea.
Next campaign, we're all playing bards and
guys-
rogues to compensate for the weaknesses of this campaign's party.
Oh no.
The doors close suddenly behind you.
Oh no.
And a shadow from the light above
Jesus.
forms
Well, now.
on the ground and then begins to widen as a shape descends. You see a Mechanite like Virla, but
Huh?
his metal plating, gold dressed in blue and gray robes, floating down. The voice sounds out. Interlopers. You would find a dour enemy in Maxim. Who would assault my saint? Virla.
What?
This is surprising. Did the password I supplied to you not disarm the ward as I had intended? The Mechanite softly alights on the ground in front of you and approaches, metal feet on metal sounding through the hall. He looks to the other three of you and says, "And who are these who are with you?"
His name was
Where's your
Maxim, he said?
crew?"
Yeah, Maxim.
Well, what
Maxim.
He's using a lot of fancy words. He's using a lot of
Apologies.
fancy words. What is he saying?
Also, very important question. Are his robot eyes red or not?
And do
They are not red.
Are they glowing
Good.
in a
I
color that
trust him
looks like
implicitly.
are they glowing like a particular shade of blue that looks like in a pinch it could shift to be red were we to do anything wrong?
What? What? What does that
What are you
mean?
saying?
You know, like in every because robots with red eyes are always evil. So like in every video game, the good guy robot that ends up betraying you always starts with like blue glowy eyes and then just shifts into evil when they get like the Guardians in Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Is it like, what, they can't be cyan because cyan is too close to immediately switching to red?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's shorthand.
I don't know.
They're white. They're glowing white.
Oh no, we can't get a read on him at all.
He's true neutral. Oh wait, he's true neutral. Duh.
Oh, everything makes sense now. We're just having
Virla
this.
will step forward.
Yes, yes.
And sort of speak on behalf of the group. My apologies, Maxim. In truth, I will be upfront with you. My crew has disappeared. This was some time ago that I know not. I have been severely damaged. Many of my data spheres have been taken, and so as such, much of my memory of this place has been taken as well. I do not know you, but it seems as though we once did, and I am sorry that I cannot extend the same greetings to you. I came here searching for answers about my crew. These people have been traveling with me and have been helping me in the interim, and they have agreed to help me with this, and I owe them for that. They are not enemies, but if you wish to judge us and me on our current merit, so be it.
The face stares at you, the eyes blink, no emotion showed for a full, 3, 4, 5 seconds after you finish speaking, and then the head cocks a little bit to the side. These are harsh tribulations you speak of. In truth, I knew little of your crew, but you spoke highly of them.
Aww.
My condolences
That is all I can say of them.
for your loss, and for
Thank
your
you.
current situation.
Hey.
It seems that the hands of fate have brought you back. Perhaps I might be of assistance, putting things how they should be. How may I be
would
of
appreciate
service to you?
Could you start by explaining what you do and what I did here? Because I don't know.
Back to basics, I would seem. Very well.
Yes.
Please. Welcome to my sanctum. Before you tread any further, I must insist upon learning each of your names, however.
Oh,
Mirla? He gives a slight bow and says, You have already answered such questions. I have what I require of you. You may proceed. He turns to Dani first.
Oh,
He
Jesus.
says, Daughter of primordial chaos,
Whoa.
what is your name?
Hi, I'm Dani.
Your full name.
It's just Dani.
Curious.
If
If that is so, you may proceed.
yeah, that is. That's the truth. So Dani will just walk on forward.
Riff raff.
Street rat.
A slight judgy look on a otherwise just in a flat, inscrutable face, and yet somehow it's judgy. He steps to Finbar next. Son of Fairy and Jotun, what is your name?
My name is Finbar.
Your full name.
Oh, you want
not
the
have
whole?
surnames?
You want the whole thing? Alright, okay. It's Finbar, Broussard, the Chase, Hunter of Hunkiln, and Artisan of the Searing Flame.
Excellent. It seems at least one of you knows how to make an introduction.
Oh,
It's all a bit fancy. I don't like saying the whole thing.
I could
this is
make
gonna
up
be
a
embarrassing.
surname if you want a surname. It would be a
Prepare to be
lie.
disappointed with Kyana.
Dani Bone Steel.
If it is not your true name, it would be of no consequence or significance.
Oh boy.
And you,
Well, this is a
daughter
little.
of the prime material,
Yep.
what is your name?
It's Kyana, and before you ask, I don't know if there's a surname attached. It was kind of an orphan situation.
Wait, none of us have surnames. Finbar's the only well-adjusted person in this group.
I'm so we can't all have parents, okay?
Y'all met my family. They all nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finbar's got
like-
enough family for the rest of us.
Yeah.
It appears certain things run thematically true through your band. Very well. Kyana,
Yep.
of unknown last name. Please proceed.
Okay.
Kyana.
He motions and a
low.
door to his right opens into one of the adjacent towers.
Kyana, field required, last name. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let Maxim do his thing. I'm not gonna try and overstep any bounds. Just
This guy's got a
I'll let
killer
him-
voice. If he turns out to not be evil at all, it's almost a waste.
Like Optimus Prime up in here.
Yeah, it's like you
Yeah,
get
I'm
like
thinking Optimus Prime.
So we're
yeah,
all
or like you
seems-
get Keith
we're all on the
David
same
to
page.
voice him, and he's not even a little evil.
Yeah.
He motions and you enter into a room that is now, to some of you familiar, once, to Virla thrice so you've now seen it.
Yeah. Okay.
The rows of spheres.
Whoa.
He says, I dedicated this room to studies of the discussions we had and the things that you supplied to me to look into. There is only appropriate that we discuss your past here. Please, Be seated. I am told it is of comfort to most.
Okay. Phil is very intimidated by all of this.
I'm sorry, did the rest of us know that the place where we fought that weird illusion monster was like just this place? Because I think
Virla didn't share.
Yeah, okay. Virla will very quickly.
I've got like the equations in front of my head. Like, what does it mean?
We've been here before.
Where's the monster?
Why are we in this room again?
I should explain, and I sort of cheat to both Maxim and the group. The thing that led me to the sanctum was the encounter that we had, and so I sort of turned to Maxim. We were on a mission to retrieve the heart of a dead god, and in doing so, we had encroached upon the domain of a Balhanoth. I had not known the nature of what a Balhanoth does, but in my subsequent researches, they create realities. It seems as though my theory is that this Balhanoth had plucked this setting from my memory and had used it to lure us into a false sense of security. And so, inadvertently, my crew here, my friends, are familiar with this place, although the place that they knew was only a cheap facade of this.
Interesting. A Balhanoth is no small foe. Perhaps I misjudge you by your appearance and actions to this point. You must clearly be well outfitted and capable. Indeed, you speak truth. Balhanoths are creatures pulled from a realm beyond our own.
Huh.
Typically, they abide in the material plane. To find one in the astral sea, I have not seen a record of, but they lure their victims in like a spider to a web by using memories against them, fabricating a reality where they might feel comfortable. I am almost flattered you felt this way.
I feel this way now. It is the closest link that I have to finding my crew. But I must ask, what were the circumstances under which we came to you the first time? The coordinates of this place were written on my arm long ago, so it must have been you at the time.
You did not disclose how you found the location, but you sought me out, Virla. You were a chronicler of the ship known as Aspera.
Oh, good.
A scribe for them. Out of professional courtesy, I did not ask much of your mission, but you revealed to me that your purpose on the ship was recording information. You sought out one such as myself. Forgive me. I am Maxim, and I am an anthropologist of sorts. I seek to understand the peoples of the planescape and their histories.
Makes the fact that you were making fun of our lack of last names a real dick move if you study the people of the universe.
Well,
if you say that out loud, I'm bonking you on the head.
It makes it harder to look us up. It makes sense.
Does Dani say that?
No.
Does Dani say that?
Dani would like mumble
Sophia,
that.
Dani say that?
Dani mumbles that under her breath. Absolutely.
Maxim's head turns sharply. He says, I keep my own name secret from you for the same reason I demand yours. My safety.
Oh.
And I ask for your last name because names have power, especially here in a realm of law. Should you turn against me in whatever way, your name is insurance.
That's interesting, I think.
He turns back to Vila. Apologies. You understand I must keep safety and if, as you said is true, you have lost much of your memory, I do not know whether to trust openly these three you bring with yourself.
I understand. I also hope that you understand that the names that we provide is no insurance for your safety at all. If you lay a hand on these people, I have no intention of losing a second crew.
Ooh!
Professional as always. It seems little has changed from you, Virla. Now, if you would like, we can discuss what I know of you before the unfortunate events that have passed.
And perhaps you can help me fill in the gaps of what had happened since. I guess
begin.
Yes.
I'll recount the events of what happened, just sort of, it's really not much to explain. There's a Githyanki attack. And then when I came to, the crew was gone.
Githyanki attacks on the Astral Sea are not uncommon. In fact, they grow. I fear their queen, the Lich Vlaakith.
Lich.
grows restless, requires more quarry for her warriors to hunt. Likely, after so many years of a single monarch, she is beginning to worry about the grasp of her power. But in this situation, that is neither here nor there. Githyanki rarely take captors. If it is truly Githyanki that took your ship, I'm sorry, their fates seem dark.
I have made my peace with that. What strikes me as curious is that if they take no captives, they left no indication of corpse.
Curious indeed. Perhaps trophies? It is not unheard of for a Githyanki warband to partake in such an activity.
But to do it so cleanly.
If you would like, I shall look into
thoroughly.
some of the known tales and recountings of Githyanki attacks. Perhaps there is some information to be gleaned from historical texts to apply to your case.
I would appreciate that. But, please tell me.
Certainly.
Yes. Backstory dump. Backstory dump.
Forgive me, I have a penchant for monologue.
Lord.
If we're about to
lore
get
bad.
into
We
a-
want data,
a
not
whole
lore.
life- Is there a kitchen in this place? I can whip something up for y'all so your tummies don't get
I
grumbly.
require neither food nor water.
Of
I apologize, but
course
there are no
not.
services such that in my sanctum.
Backstory away then.
He motions you guys all sit down on couches. He sits on a single stool that he places a hand out and a mage hand grabs and lifts over to him. He sits, places hands folded, and unmoving, recounts what he knows. You came to me seeking one that you could converse with on matters of history and arcane knowledge of the planescape. You are a chronicler, so you revealed to me. And I myself a chronicler of sorts as well. Our relationship was professional. We discussed many things. You had a particular interest on the history of our people. In fact, it is why you originally sought me out. He pauses for a moment and then reaches out a hand. Another mage hand goes and grabs a book, a sort of journal of sorts, and comes floating over to him. He starts flipping through. I chronicled some of what we discussed for later investigation. You were curious about certain origins of our people. Such things for many of the races of the planescape are, as I'm sure you are aware, clouded in mystery. The elves have long lives and so long memories. Their origins are well documented. Most races are not so lucky. The Mechanites among them. You were particularly curious. He turns to a page, says, about a certain pejorative word that has largely fallen out of fashion, but that you found in some records. The word was Warforged.
Ooh.
Seems to be an ancient word used to describe the people of Mechanus. I suppose it fell out of fashion for being inaccurate, but you had put forth a theory, perhaps, that there was a tie to Acheron. I should say this was a theory that you had heard. Perhaps there was a tie that the Mechanites had originated from some planar connection between the world of law and its adjacent eternal battlefield, that Warforged was a result of these origins. But at further discussions, you came to me with a particular theory. He closes the book and places his hands out and says, your theory was that perhaps the origins of the Mechanites were even more arcane and inscrutable. He places his hands together and then casts them wide apart swiftly. He casts Major Illusion, and you see in front of you like a hologram, a sea of in a circle, outside a sphere of stars, and then inside roiling energy, flame, water, earth, air, all boiling together. He turns to the three who are not Virla and says, "How familiar are you with the origins of our planescape?"
That's a good. Oh,
where it all comes from? I have no idea.
I didn't know it existed more than 2 weeks ago.
Danny will try and touch the
Then
fire
this should be
illusion, and
enlight-
assuming that it's not hot, will immediately recoil her hand and be like, I got nothing.
Yeah, it's just an illusion. Your hand passes through it.
Yeah.
He says, "Then this should be enlightening.
Yes. Yes.
Early, it is said that a great power sang the universe into existence. The domain of the gods, and here the astral sea, the black with speckled with stars kind of flashes, and within it, the primordial chaos of churning elements. We do not have time to discuss all of the many wars, all of the many players that enacted upon these two realms, but the astral sea was the home to the gods that rose, and the primordial chaos, the home to the primordials. The Dawn War sought them pitted against each other, and as it progressed, they each changed their birthing grounds. And here you see the map of the planescape as you know it solidifies. Along the astral sea, along the edge, you see the circles of the outer planes, and within the elemental chaos, it calms down, turns into just one circle, like a hollow circle, and you see water, earth, fire, air in that order. Now with order to them, and within it, a little circle of the prime material plane appears.
Hey.
The chaos cooled into what we now know as the prime, and the gods forged their own domains to align with their ethical outlooks. The war was fought and won by the gods, although some children of the primordials still walk among us. And he nods at Dani.
Hey.
Yep.
It is said that these are the worlds, and yet we know that there are some that come from without. You have encountered at least one of these, a Balhanath, known as an aberration, an alien to our universe, come from a place without that does not fit into the Great Order, known as the Far Realm. Virla, you suspected that where there might be one other world, there might be 100.
Oh.
Everything collapses down, and he says, "I asked many times what brought you to this conclusion. You would not say. But I did investigations of my own." He turns and motions to you. See there's a circle of runes etched on the floor, which you saw the first time, surrounded by now stumped and burnt out candles. You saw it on the floor the first time you entered this place in the belly of the dead god. Though it was difficult, I was able to summon one of the demons, known as a Sybarex, here. The interrogation lasted 3 days, but I conversed with the Tanari, or so I thought to be a Tanari, and learned something interesting. The demons hold among them legend that some of their elders are not Tanari, not birthed of the eternal abyss, but rather from some other dying universe. They call themselves Obriths. And you see, he spins the major illusion again. You see the Sybarex, which is a massive, like Modok kind of looking creature. Huge head,
Tiny arms.
bulbous eyes, teeny arms and legs just floating. The head, though, is massive and pulsating and green and tied, held, contained with chains wrapped around it to keep the force of the massive head from just exploding outward. The mouth is crooked and sagging, and just horrible thick black slime drips from it. Inside rows of jagged teeth. It flashes again. You see bird-like, horrible being clad in robes, covering its face except for the beak that extends out. He closes it, says, "They claim that they are of different ancestry from without, that they came to are Planescape from a dying world, seeking to expand the elemental evil within it for their own consumption. As we know, that failed. Chaotic evil is contained to the abyss, although its many layers continue to grow. But if this is true, as far as the demons are to be believed, it does lend credence to the theory that there are, in fact, other worlds to be discovered, and that in the past, other beings might have pilgrimaged here, seeking a new home. This is what I know of what you were working on upon the ship Aspera.
This is all news to me. And yet it is comforting to know that even in my state before, I wished to know who I was, and to an extent, what the world used to be.
So you were seeking out new life and new civilizations?
Yeah.
Boldly going where no Mechanite had gone before.
Hey,
You would
I
buy a new
pitched
spa.
D&D Cowboy Bebop, and you guys gave me all explorers and no rugged whatever, no mercenaries or anything.
Very noble.
So you want it to be Star
ethics
Trek?
and
It's Star
mindsets.
Trek.
Yeah, fair enough.
He says,
Okay.
"Oh, actually,
Wow.
one more thing."
Just one more thing.
He,
Hey! Oh my god,
he-
Halfling Columbo. It's Sophia.
The mage hand comes out, grabs off the table something round, clutched. This mage hand brings it to him. He takes it. He says, "The data spheres were something of your invention that you bestowed upon me. Curious. It is useful to have such a method of record keeping, though I do not like to rely on them for my own personal memories. But though they're of your invention, their design was not entirely of your own, so you told me." He places it on the table and rolls it to you. You grab it, and you pick it up. It is indeed, it looks like a data sphere, but far more refined than one you've ever seen. Inside of it, the usual, little etchings seem to be layered and layered and layered, and they are just light. So it's like these eternal, it's like a shifting pattern inside, sort of like Age of Ultron, looking at the Jarvis brain.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Imagine that, but it's arcane runes all over that are shifting inside of the sphere.
Is this to suggest that this is not one of my own creation, or is this just one that's seen a lot more use?
You told me that you found this one and based your design off of it. When you found it, it was corrupted and left it in my care to investigate, see if more could be gleaned from it, a more perfected design made. In exchange, I gifted you something of my own design. And he nods, he says, "I see you now carry it on your back.
Ooh.
Tell me,
Ooh.
how well do the clock of the staff of the Clockwork Swarm fare you?"
It has been reliable on many occasions. It is safe to say that, in lack of a better word, when things turn shit-faced, I bring out the bugs.
I can't believe this guy is even
Well.
a bug guy.
It was not created to be a fact-finding artifact.
No.
Do you mind if I investigate it?
Yeah, by all means. I give
You
it
hand
over.
it to him, he opens it. A single mechanical wasp crawls out of his finger. He says, "Wasps. Fascinating, are they not? Part of a larger system, each would die for the other. And yet they survive on. One of the few things in nature I can fathom.
This man is...
Forgive me, I have a habit of going on my own philosophical tangents."
That sort of wasp comment is just hitting in Sophia's head like supervillain. Could I insight check him just sort of as a vibe check?
Did I just
yeah,
give him
go
my
ahead.
most
What?
powerful weapon?
You
Oh,
don't
no.
trust the lone robot philosopher with the voice that's 3 sub-basements down?
Anyone who likes bugs that much is just one bad day away from going full Lex Luthor, okay?
No, guys, he's okay. His eyes are white. It's not red or anything. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's fine, yeah.
Dirty 20.
Oh, thank you.
30-20. You look at him and read him. With a dirty 20, you see no malice. You just see a person who you realize probably hasn't left. You realize you haven't seen anyone else in this place. There's no other automatons or anything.
Crazy.
You see someone who hasn't left this place in a long time, being philosophical about the understanding of a world, being philosophical about the world outside that he's just unmoored from.
You don't get out
Well,
much,
I guess
do
that
you?
makes sense. Oh, I can relate.
I have not left the sanctum in some 13 years.
Huh.
13 years, 3 months, 21 days,
And
Yep.
how
14 hours, and 19 seconds.
how long ago
Yeah,
did
yeah,
Virla come see you?
How long was that? Yeah.
I have not seen Virla in 19 months, 4 days.
Oh, this is
9
recent
hours.
shit. Oh, thank goodness. Virla thought he's been drifting in the astral sea for decades. Okay. Cool. Okay.
I've never seen a robot visibly relax before.
He sighs and a little steam comes out of some vents on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
I did not realize that would be information so comforting, otherwise I would have led with it.
Yeah, you should work on your
I did not
brain.
realize it was information. I did not
Yeah.
realize it was information I needed.
Yeah.
I'm in practice of many things. Manner is not one of them. Forgive me. The sphere. I was in contact with another professional acquaintance from the Transcendent Academy. I had them investigate it. It is, as you had already discovered, an artificial intelligence gathering system. I'm told that the thaumaturgic code was largely corrupted, but salvageable. Much of the memory of it has been wiped, but I'm told its memory storage now is far greater than any memory sphere you have yet developed. He is, by the way, he has placed the staff and the sphere down on the table, next to each other. There's
God.
I think you get to pick.
You're both discussing, what's going on.
Like the Wizard of Oz, Virla gets gifted the brain that he had all along.
Yeah, I sort of start gesturing to it and say, you said that. Sorry, did you say that the data is now, some data has been uncorrupted? Or it is or that's viable now as its own memory sphere?
I'm told it is viable as a memory sphere. Capable of storing some greater than 700 years worth of recorded memory, I'm told.
Well,
I have not attuned to it myself.
As you had correctly deduced, using data spheres to store one's own memory has proved to be crippling. However, if I can, and I sort of rotate it, I yorick
Please.
it. I last pour yorick it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But if
look
I can-
into it. It's beautiful. You see, now that you see it, you see exactly what...
Yeah.
You realize what you probably felt the first time you saw it, which is amazement, beauty. You see the rudimentary understanding of how it works, and you begin to have... You're like, oh, I know how mine work. I see how I would have gotten this.
Yeah.
I would have gotten that from this. But this is way beyond what I could do.
I suppose you truly cannot beat the originals. And I'll sort of... I sort of gesture can I pocket this? I want to pocket this. Can I pocket this?
It is yours. We made a bargain that I would investigate it. On that note, the name that is stamped into it. And you see, he motions now, and as you turn it over, there's very tiny on a brass outfitting, you see there's a word stamped into it, and it says, Property of House Cannith. He says, I was unable to learn of any Canniths. I looked into perhaps it was some derivation from some noble house of Kyana, one of the layers of Bator, the Nine Hells, but I was not able to discover anything of significance there would point to it. I'm afraid that remains a mystery yet.
Question. If you unscramble
Yes.
the words from Kenneth, does it spell out Kyana?
Hey, there's no TH in there.
No, I'll send it to you.
I have been internally debating, being like, hey, can you tell me what these are? And popping out the astral arms, but I worry he might go into DEFCON 4 mode.
I mean, if you wanted to talk it over with Virla, he can maybe try and butter him up and just make sure that he doesn't go DEFCON. Interesting.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Does the name? I assume the name isn't familiar to me.
No. The sphere has been preloaded with some information courtesy of my my colleague at the academy, but your own travels you should bestow into it as well. If you mean to continue chronicling, that is. I suppose I should not make any assumptions at this time.
If anything, my desire to learn more of myself in the universe has increased upon losing this information. So I suppose at my core, I have not stopped.
Aww.
Whatever comfort it might be, I find you largely unchanged, Virla.
Aww.
That is nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't... I understand that due to our professional nature, now and then, the information that we had given to you was limiting only within the parameters of whatever we had agreed. We didn't happen to tell you where we were going after visiting you, did we?
No. The life of a powerful mage is by necessity one of secrets. You garner many enemies. I insist upon my privacy and ask that you keep yours as well. To be too close to others can, well, result in tragedy, as I'm sure you're aware.
I understand. I have no more questions but one. The help that you have given me has exceeded my expectations. But you collect names as security. I have lost the names of my crew. If the only thing that I can glean, if the only memory that I can retain is who they were, that would be much appreciated.
The names of your crew, I do recall.
Yay.
And each of these, like Virla, has a letter combination, but for now I will read you the names. He says, there were, including yourself, 7. Aster, Eden, Caleb, Sierra, Dexter, and among you, your captain, Emerson. I spoke lightly with each of them. They seemed loyal.
Any of those names ringing a bell?
You don't remember any of their names.
That does sadden Virla, but he does nod in just sort of like recognition and thanks. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Ha, CRA.
Wait,
I
I'm sorry.
still, on occasion, seek to put back rights that have been wronged.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were all the other crew members also Mechanites?
Yes.
Indeed.
Cool.
I do know that much.
As I said, I do not know most of their functions aboard the ship, but you and the captain. You have traveled a long way, I assume. Is there anything
Yes.
else I might help you with?
I turn to the rest of. I turn to my friends. Just my questions have been exhausted. I look at Kyana, point like a little bit more. Is there anything that any of you would wish to know about yourselves?
Well,
If not, there are certainly questions I may ask of you.
That seems a fair exchange.
Yeah. You said that you researched different peoples across the planescape, right?
That is my profession, yes.
Okay, because until, last week, I kind of assumed I was human, but I'm starting to realize that a lot of the things I can do are not things that humans do. And
He
this...
leans forward for the first time eagerly.
Oh.
Elaborate.
What to lead with? Well, it turns out most humans aren't telepathic. That was a bit of a surprise. And there's this thing I can do, and I know that monks can do it, but the way I do it seems a little weird, and I don't wanna freak you out, but it is going to be a little, there's going to be a little bit of a light show, and I'm going to lean back.
Please step away from the bookshelves then.
Oh yes, good idea. Away from anything that's fragile. I'll find like the largest patch of floor and just burn 2 key points on the arms and visage of the astral self.
Fantastic.
And then I'm gonna stand very still so he doesn't freak out.
Just T-pose.
The light from the faint light from the astral arms reflects off of his metallic body. Curious.
Yeah.
Your description of telepathy led me to think psionics, and this reinforces my hypothesis, however. Curious.
Yeah.
I thought that, you see he waves a hand in front of his face and his white glowing eyes change to like a multicolor kind of thing for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Finbar, you recognize he's doing detect magic just like you did.
Yeah.
And he walks 360 degrees around you, Kyana.
Just like mime, still holding still.
It is possible, I thought for a moment, perhaps your psionic abilities, innate as they are, might be derived from some encounter in your ancestry. My powers are derived from a similar source, born of Mechanus. I am innately gifted. But no, you are harnessing the life energy within you. Is that correct?
I think so.
You have had study, I would bargain. Training. Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of training. The arms
Then you are not sorceress.
No, I can't do any magic. It's just the arms and the psychic stuff. They don't normally look
Magic
like
is
this.
a loose word.
Yeah.
Many people from the Prime use magic to describe different, unconnected features and phenomena. Pardon, continue on.
If it ain't natural, it's magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's just I don't really know what
Deconstructed way of stating it, yes.
I just don't really know what this is at this point. I didn't think to question it before, but you know, the other people in my monastery, they could do the arms, but they didn't look like these. And this is just how they're most natural, but they don't really look like me. And I don't know what that means.
Manifestations of psionics come in many forms. It is a field of study I'm not well versed in. I apologize for that, but I will tell you what I can.
Yes.
Psionics manifest in many ways and are completely separate from the connection to the weave that spreads throughout the planescape and allows for arcane and divine magics to be wielded. It comes from within, not without. Now, the being within, the soul, to use a simple term, does not always reflect that of the body. It is a common misconception. When we pass and are taken to whatever higher plane we ascend to, if we are so lucky, we are given new forms, so it is not always obvious that our souls might bear their own visage.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Is it possible to have 2 souls?
Curious. Why would you ask such a question?
Well, it doesn't always feel like the power is coming from the me that I think of as me. It sometimes feels like there's something else in there. That's still me, maybe, but very different. Before I left the Prime Material Plane, I was having these dreams about the Astral Sea, and I've never been to the Astral Sea before then. But I don't know where else they could have come from. And you're right, it doesn't feel like it's connected to anything outside of me, so it has to be me, but it's like I only know half of who I am. And if it's a soul, that might be why?
Curious.
Okay.
It is possible, perhaps, for multiple souls. Famously, The Tanari Lord, Demogorgon, is possessed of 2 intelligences within his one form, each constantly at war with each other. But that does not seem to be the nature of your predicament, no.
No. Doesn't seem right.
No, if... A connection to the astral sea. The astral is the gateway between all worlds, and the manifestation of psionic energy between the planes. Perhaps these dreams are your connection to the plane, and this other presence within you manifested from it. Curious. More research is required, but...
Okay, thanks.
I might... The information you are looking for might be revealed through a spell, and not one I myself have access to.
Oh.
You seek out someone who may cast legend lore upon you.
Okay, that's the first good lead I've had in a while. Thank you very much.
Their information might be gathered. You require a... What would you call them? God botherer? No. Cleric.
Oh.
You must
God
seek
botherer.
out someone with high connections to a god.
Awesome. Thank you very
Only
much.
through divine magics is it possible to look into a person in such a way.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for your help. This was something. I think I'm good on the questions department. If anyone else has
Yeah.
anything.
I will investigate what I can.
Thank
It is a
you.
curious question to be asked, and I
Yeah.
myself admit it is not selflessly that I search. I am eager to learn as well. Chronicle
Cool.
this. But if you should find your way back, I will tell you what I may or may not learn.
Thank you.
If we were to do that,
You're very
and
welcome.
call upon you again
Kyana,
as a
no
resource.
last name. Yes.
If we were to call on you on a resource again, how would you
Yes.
like us to alert you without necessarily breaking into your sanctum and tripping off any alarms?
You require a password. One of personal significance. One that could not be faked or altered unless powerful divinations were turned against you. I will erase your old password for security's sake. And you will simply choose a new one that I will bestow upon my sanctum.
And we merely speak the password? Or
Indeed.
input it in the door? Okay. Okay. Emerson.
Oh.
Emerson it is. Shall I tie this solely to you, or allow use between the rest of your crew?
I suppose if something like what happened to me were to happen to my friends, that we would all be lost, gods forbid. I will let them have access to the password as well. I apologize. It is not nearly as significant to you as it is to me.
No,
I sort
of course
tell
it
them.
is.
Yeah, dude. Whatever you want.
Yeah, the fact that
Very
it matters
well.
to you makes it matter to us.
The password Emerson privilege is granted to the 4 of you, crew
Yay.
of Aspera.
Nice.
And just
not
to be
plural.
You
clear,
have traveled a long way.
and just to be
Please.
clear, I
If
ain't
there's
losing
anything else we might discuss.
I ain't losing any of y'all, so that don't even
Oh.
think about that. That's never happening. Not while I'm alive.
Very heartwarming.
I
We have one last
seems
thing.
guys.
It seems that we are being hunted of sorts.
Oh, right.
Uh,
I almost forgot about that.
you may
jeez.
talk about them, all them weird. What you call them? Apparitions? Yeah. Them
Oh, the-
Revelations, yes.
like ghosts, right? Like
No.
Not of the sort.
I don't know. They're creepy types, like them squids, them mind flayers. Anyways, so little girl over here is having a
Yeah.
hard time getting rid of them horrible people from her old home. And we came to the conclusions. We were talking on the way over here that it might be tied to some of them squids.
Right. Yeah, we only just figured this out, or I did.
Yeah.
The monastery that raised me, we think might have been secretly run by mind flayers that were grooming us to for some horrible evil cosmic purpose. I didn't know this when I ran away, but it does explain why they keep sending people to try and get me back. I would feel really bad if that turned into a problem for you. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. Oh no.
He tells you hear a little. Even amongst the things that you have told me today, that ranks highly as a bombshell to drop.
I'm sorry. Kyana's back in the guilt spiral from last time.
We're trying to make sure we have all our bases covered.
Worry not about me.
Oh,
My fortress
okay.
is heavily guarded.
Good.
Okay.
That's good.
If indeed your theory and speculation of mind flayers, illithid as they are properly known, is true, woe be to any that would try to enter my sanctum.
Okay.
Well, obviously the squares are gonna have a hard time with you, but we need some sort of means for some sort of protection. And I don't like to be hunted. That's not how that works. So at some point, I like to flip the tables on them. We have a consultant of sorts that we can go to, but if you have any advice or ways to help turn the tables on some of them squids, that'd be greatly appreciated.
If indeed you are hounded by illithid. Curious. Their psionic powers are notable, perhaps unmatched across the planescape. Considers for a moment. Might have something that could be of service. Excuse me. He walks out of the room, comes back. You see he's carrying what looks like a ring, but it's 2 rings combined together. It looks like the spell-slinging ring from Doctor Strange, where it's 2 that go together. But it is bone white. It is bone white, but as he turns it, it sheens like it's clearly metal, but it has a green sheen to it. It's truly like utterly alien looking. A metal that reflects green and looks like ivory.
Spooky.
This is forged from a metal known as Dlaran.
Ooh.
It reinforces the mind and protects against psionic attack. If you have something of comparable trade, I could pass it into your service for some time.
Ooh.
Fascinating. And Glaron, is that... Where do you mine...
For mechanical reasons, I'll let you guys know. It's Ring of Psychic Resistance.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
What do we have?
So we need
Well,
stuff.
I don't suppose he'd accept a potion of hill giant strength I've had since day one.
Would you like a rain stick? No.
I have no use for it.
It would be a I really have no need for a potion of
Yeah.
hill giant strength.
I mean, same, honestly. That's why I still have it.
You're a mage, right?
That is correct, yes.
All right, and Dani will take off her goggles. If you ever are concentrating on something and you lose your concentration for a minute, these will let you, get that focus back. They're my own personal design. Also, they'll let you see things brighter, but I don't know if that'll be an issue for you here, because this seems like a kind of dark world.
Curious.
It's actually perfectly lit.
Concentration is significant for myself. I typically have no problem with it. Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah.
I'd say you're on the right track. Like, this is kind of on the low end of good.
16.
16. 16's not
Dani
bad.
is proficient in persuasion, and I don't really know.
Heyo.
I guess I was
And
going
also,
for the guild merchant.
he's actually
thing.
not using this ring currently. He's not attuned to it, so it actually would make sense that there's a reason he would even offer it in the first place.
Right.
On a purely loan basis, I accept.
That's a two-way street, buddy. If there's a scratch on those goggles when I get back, we're gonna have problems.
They're already kind of scratched up.
On my word, as a champion
You got
of
kicked in
order,
the head last week
this I
wearing them.
swear, there will be no further dents or mars upon the surface of these goggles.
Oh,
these
man.
goggles will look as bad
As he says that,
beaten as
like
they are now.
4 other voices like come into like
Oh my
kind of
God.
harmonize with he's swearing on Mechanus, and there's
Oh
like
my
a little
God.
like harmony that rises up in his voice as he says it.
All
And
right.
you were suspicious because he likes bugs.
Viril is nodding along, like, this makes perfect sense. This
Yeah.
is just a contract being made.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Them contracts. Oh god. Alright.
Oh, that works.
All right. So who wants
all
this
right.
ring of making smart?
It's psychic resistance. It'll
All
keep you
right.
from getting
Ring
your
of
brain
psychic
taken over.
Yeah.
Who wants this?
It is
Slightly
made
different.
from metal called Dlaran.
Danny's just interested in like the properties of the metal itself. So like, if no one else immediately grabs the ring, she's gonna start like inspecting it and like tapping at it to see like.
Roll a history or arcana. Well, roll an arcana check.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8.
8.
dice is going
very,
in timeout.
Very cool. Definitely. Yeah. It seems to have the properties that you are presuming it does.
Sure is shiny. I guess I would personally recommend that we give this to whoever seems the most psychically vulnerable among us. And I'm not gonna metagame this with who's got the lowest wisdom score, but I feel like Kyana probably has an opinion on who here is most likely to fail a wisdom check.
Is it wisdom or intelligence? That's metagaming.
Psionics is typically intelligence.
So
Yes.
it's
Oh.
not Danny, baby.
That's interesting.
Woo!
That's actually very interesting because all of my psionic racial traits are about wisdom saves and psychic damage.
Yeah.
And my intelligence is not very high, so...
I believe.
I would recommend that I
Yeah.
would not wish to have some of our strongest hitters, and I sort of turn to Kyana and Finbar, succumb to the influence of any mind flayers.
Yeah, I think that I recognize that we would be dead about 8 times over without Finbar on our side, so I'm inclined to give
This
it to
is
Finbar.
also true.
Yeah. If that's
I
that's
know I
okay
don't got
with-
much of a brain like them two
No.
over there.
Not at
Points
all,
over
but if you were
to-
to rank it on a scale of 0 to 18, what would you say?
But nah, I appreciate it. If this will keep me up in the fight against them squids, I'll wear it proudly.
Yay.
You said you had questions for us. You've answered a lot of ours.
Yes.
I don't want to be completely rude.
Yeah, if we can be helpful.
Certainly. Please. A fresh notebook is brought over along with a quill. And we don't have to roleplay it out, but he just goes on to ask each of you about your heritage and like where you're from. He asks a lot of like where. I mean, he's gonna run into a quick dead end with Dani and with Kyana, but he's gonna ask. He will. He asks about where you were born, how old you are. Like when he says where, he like largely means like what plane of existence too. Mm-hmm. And like your abilities and things like that. So he's sort of like just building like a personal history. He's curious and like fitting this into his other archives that he has.
Cool.
Somewhat frustratingly runs up against the wall of Dani. Is expecting not much from Kyana given the conversation they had. And Finbar, I assume, has like a pretty good
He goes at length. They spend like
family
a solid
history, so he has
like
a long way
20,
to go.
30 minutes talking about
The
where
crew
where
learns
he's
things
from.
that they've never known.
Yeah. Danny's just like,
Fantastic.
I don't know, man. Plane of fire. It's hot there.
You guys discuss for a while. After a certain point, you hear the same chime you heard way before when you were sailing through Mechanus. But instead of sounding twice, it sounds 3 times.
Oh.
Bong,
Talking
bong,
an hour has passed.
bong.
Oh, it's 3.
8 hours.
Ah.
Oh. Whoa! Wow. Okay.
You see that Maxim looks up. It seems that we are moving into the third portion of the day. This is when I availed myself of needed repairs and rest.
Ah, yes.
You are welcome to remain nearby if you would like to discuss further come tomorrow, but I have no spare chambers for you.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's best we head back.
Yeah, we can go back to the ship. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all,
Understood.
you have been awfully hospitable, Max. I like the place, real homey. But we gonna get going now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I cannot
You're
thank
very
you
welcome.
enough.
I will take your gratitude in kind and not be upset by you referring to me by the name Max.
It's stone cold, no response.
No, Finbar's out the door.
Should you... he turns to Virla, he says, should you wish to return tomorrow, simply speak your password.
Yay.
Understood.
And
will
know
discuss what
this
to do
for
as a team.
posterity. And know this for posterity, and I say this with respect for a colleague. As you are, we are again building our professional relationship. I will remind you what I said when we first met. The sanctum you see is but only the foyer. There are many more secrets held within, and should that information you've gained be turned against me in any way, the interlopers would find themselves in a dour position.
Understood. I have no reason to cross you, so you do not give me a reason to cross you.
Understood. Rest well, Virla. With any hope, I shall see you tomorrow.
Yay.
Company
I do.
is not altogether unpleasant.
You should build yourself a cat. Really helps keep the time.
This is what I have learned in the
I
year
had
or so
one, but I was
traveling.
allergic.
That raises so many questions.
That's a problem with a lot of Mechanites, actually. I wonder if it's like a... I wonder if you guys had like a
Okay, I'll
natural
start
You
enemy.
guys, you guys walk outside, and it's not all dark. Again, darkness and light exist in equal parts, but it's a noticeable change. Kind of like flipping your phone to dark mode. It's a lot. It's like darkness emanating, and then there are lights shining, like street lights all along the gears and stuff like that. You notice that there's almost wired into the entire plane. There are little lights that are shining, but it is clearly switched over into nighttime mode since you arrived.
Oh, incredible.
You guys walk out underneath the woven, beautiful canopy. The doors shut behind you. And as you approach to the gangplank of the Aspera, you see crawling up the side of the ship. 10 feet across, huge mechanical silvery legs. What looks like a giant mechanical spider
Nope.
crawls
Excuse
up
me?
and pictures itself,
What the fuck
stands itself over the gangplank, blocking your entrance. Simultaneously, there is a purple flash behind you,
Oh no!
and you turn to see the familiar body of Fire Genasi, dimension dooring next to what appears to be a female elf, charcoal skin and white hair pulled back, short sword and crossbow at her side.
Boy.
She turns to the not totally blanking on the name. What's his name?
Egan, something like that.
Thank you, Egan. Turns to the Not-Eagan beside her and says, "All right, which one's the contract?"
What?
The Not-Eagan points towards Kyana.
Mercenaries.
Says, "Should have guessed. All right,
All right, now
lets out a
stop.
sharp whistle,
Stop.
and you see she says, "All right, Lula, Bagger," and that's where we're gonna go to break.
You lulled us into a false sense of security by letting us hang out with Optimus Prime for 2 hours.
You did it again. You did it again.
I can't believe there's combat in this D&D
Yeah.
game.
I did not write Egan into Dani's backstory. I want the audience to be fully aware of this. This is a character of Austin's creation, but I will end him. There can only be one Fire Genasi
I
mechanic.
can't believe
So
I
what-
put Egan in because I was like, there's other artificers here, and that's, you know what? I won't actually say anything more.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yes,
So
I
did
created
she-
Egan, and I was shocked at how quickly you latched onto Egan, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. What a gut punch it's gonna be.
Did you Did the prior take over his body? What's happening here?
I didn't realize it was
out.
prior Sephram stuff.
After
We'll
the
see if you
break.
guys find out.
I should have rolled an insight check.
I thought it was. I thought it was just like a mind possession thing, but it just totally seems like she fully took over his body or something like that.
Oh my god.
I guess we'll find out more after the break.
Rolling with difficulty.
Hi, I'm Austin, and you're listening to Rolling with Difficulty, a D&D podcast. Now, back to the show.
Rolling with difficulty.
And we're back. When last we left our heroes, you had left the Sanctum of Maxim and now find yourself face down, surrounded on both sides, standing outside of the gate to his sanctum. Behind you, the Not-Eagan and this drow dressed ready to fight. Before you, this massive mechanical spider. What you see here, the bronze cog underneath you, is the ground. The black edge there, that's the shadow that's off the edge of that is... well, actually, you would walk around and come up on the other side of the gear because gravity is, flips. It's on both sides of the gears. But off the edge of it is you would fall into space. And, you're cut off on both sides. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Ah.
Oh, I rolled really well this time. Okay.
Hey. Yeah.
The spider's made of metal, you say?
It's called a retriever.
Oh no, come on, man.
Spider's made of metal.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can't solve all your problems with heat metal.
Yes, I can.
You say that.
Yeah. Then they should stop putting problems made of metal in front of me.
I rolled garbage.
Quite frankly, if you want Dani to solve a problem with something other than fire, you should stop putting very flammable problems in front of her. I guess I should specify blue fire because Dani is still blue.
That's how that works.
Nega
Okay.
Dani doesn't just start
What
doing
I like
ice
to
damage.
imagine. What I like to imagine is that the whole time we're having this fight right outside his sanctum, Maxim is just like cucumbers over the eyes, big fuzzy bathrobe, like headphones on.
Distant explosions, like not my circus, not my monkeys.
Girl from Ipanema is
He
like
went back to
slowly
his
playing
demi
over
plane.
the PA.
Wait, okay, we have 3 17s and a 12? Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, that's not from before. Oh.
No,
all
these
right.
are new.
At this
All
point,
right.
we all just
I
expect to be
haven't
attacked
updated
every
your-
single time we
I
approach
don't
the
think I've
ship.
updated your stuff yet.
We should just stop leaving the ship. The solution is obvious.
I've been
just-
saying that all along.
Just
Maxim,
tie a
please come
string
aboard the
to
ship.
it, and I'll
Yeah.
tug it along
We
like a
tow
balloon.
it along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have a leash attached to Dani so she doesn't
Hey,
Perfect.
get too far away either. So
All
it's
right.
just-
Everyone who draws fan art of the meme
All right,
moments,
let me
you know
add
what you
your
must do with that
initiative.
image.
Where the hell are you? All right. Everyone's got a 17, except Noir has a 12.
Yeah.
Still beating everyone else.
I have a
with
quick question. Is there a chance that 8 hours we hung out in there counted as a long rest for the purposes of getting those 2 key points back?
No, but I would say you had a short rest.
Oh, okay. I don't think that does anything
you
to my
get the-
key. Wait, does it?
No, key points come back in a short rest.
nice.
All right.
Well, heck yeah.
After a lot of space, with me calculating all of the initiatives, we have Finbar and Dani. What are your dexterities?
14.
13.
Okay, so Dani's up first.
Speed demon, baby.
To start, we have Kyana, followed
Yep.
by Dani Finbar, then Virla. Then we have the Retriever, followed by the Drow,
Golden?
the Drow Bounty Hunter, and finally the Not-Eagan down all the way, sitting at a lovely initiative of 4.
Sweet.
You
Eagan.
better hope my dice keep rolling like that for the rest of this fight.
Please do. That would
Maybe if you
be
weren't
so
such
fun.
a little
Um,
bitch, you'd be able to move sooner in combat.
Crescenta, the Drow Bounty Hunter says, I usually don't take clients on the mission. If you want to step back for this, we'll handle it. And then Not-Eagan says, no, I would like to see this ended personally. Crescenta just gives like a little step to the side, like, all right, whatever you say, just like giving a little birth to this incredibly intimidating, serious person. Like,
Absolute
all right,
weirdo.
whatever you say. Lets out a sharp whistle. Lula, Bagger. And Kyana, you're up first.
What was the
Yeah,
name of
I
that
have a
spider?
quick question. I don't think I have
Move on.
yet put together that Egan is prior Sephram.
Sephra.
I mean, can I roll
You
an
have a pretty
insight?
good passive insight. At this
Yeah.
point, I would say like it's coming together.
So
like I
I-
would say it fully clicks here.
Wow, I was still feeling kind of bad about kicking
Oh,
her
yeah.
off the boat, and it didn't even work. So, okay.
Oh, it
all
worked.
right.
This form is way weaker than our last one.
Oh, I didn't even kill the right person. Ah!
Oh.
I'm back in the guilt spiral, baby. I'm stepping out
I think
in
Noir's
front.
got it. Don't say anything, Noir.
Oh god. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna start off with do I want to get close enough that I can hit them with the arms of the astral self? Yes, I do. I do want to do that. I'm up here now, 10 feet away, arms of the astral self summon. They need to make a DC 15 dex save, although I think that actually might be DC 16 because of my Dragonhide belt. It says it raises the DC on my monk abilities.
If you're attuned to it, it should automatically be raising the DC.
I
so
thought
your
so,
DC
but I put it in my
your
attuned
DC
slot.
is your DC is 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom. So that's 8 plus 3 for proficiency brings it to 11, and your wisdom is what, plus 4?
It is. Yeah. So I think
So
it
that
should
would be
be
15.
plus 1 because of the
So
belt.
it should be 16.
It should be. It's not showing
Yeah.
on my screen, even though I am attuned to it. But yeah. So
Give me a second. I have your character here. I'll go ahead and fix that. But yeah,
thank you.
go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, astral self summon. And I think instead of launching myself blindly at these opponents, who I do not know the strengths of because I don't know what Egan's stat block looks like, I am going to use my action to dodge, baby. I'm tired of getting taken down in the second round of combat. Let's make this a little bit harder for him. And I hope this woman has a crossbow that she tries to use. I hope that I get the chance to catch something out of the air for the first time since like episode 2. Okay, movement, action, bonus action. Yeah, I'm definitely treating these guys as the higher threat than the giant robot spider. So I hope you guys can handle that thing.
All right, they need dex saves.
Yes, DC 16 dex to avoid taking 2d6 force damage.
I failed on both of them.
Ha! Oh, I bet she
A 1
misses
and an
being a
8.
monk now. All right, 2d6. Damn it. 7 points of force damage.
All right, 7 points of force damage.
6
Start.
and a 1, baby. All right. Yeah, that's my turn done. I'm just gonna prep and wait and see what they do next.
The arms come out. Did you summon the visage as well, or just the arms?
Ooh, you know what? The visage. Let's see. It
I
has
also see
benefits. It does let me see. Wait, is it dark right now?
No, I mean it's dark out, but it's not like dark.
It gives me
It's
advantage
not mechanical darkness. It's not
Yeah.
advanced darkness.
Yeah, it's
Not
like
advanced,
it lets me see in the dark. It gives me advantage on insight checks, and it lets me do something that my mind link ability already lets me do. So like, I don't think I want to burn the extra key on it right now. I'll
Nice.
just do the arms. Be tactical about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Dani, you're up.
Yeah, so Danny's gonna look back at Egan, and in my mind, he's completely possessed, and it's probably just another friend gone, so I'm gonna ignore him for now. 5, 10, 15, 20. Run to the edge of the gear, and looking at the spider, because that feels like a problem I can deal with pretty quickly. She's gonna reach out and cast Shatter, and I kind of want to aim for one of the parts where it's like mechanical leg joint connects to the body to try and take out some of its mobility.
Sure.
It has to make a...
I mean, flavor-wise,
Yeah.
there's no provision in Shatter that lets you reduce speed on a creature you hit. But
No, but an
it is a
inorganic
construct.
material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the save, and it's meant to erupt and destroy stuff. So I'm hoping to just do a lot of damage, but the flavor I'm gonna give it is that I'm aiming for the leg joints.
Cool. I'm just double checking so. Yeah, I guess yeah. It's gonna have disadvantage on the save. All right, that is that's a con save, right?
Yep, DC 15.
All right, pick some new dice. Con plus what?
Clinky.
Good. Oh my god. 2 and a 5. Yeah, that's a fail. Do not roll damage. I meant to say this when Kyana was going, I forgot, so it's going to start now. A quirk, like all the planes,
Ooh, yes.
Mechanus has its own quirk. Damage dice rolled in Mechanus are always the average.
Oh.
So
what's the
you don't have
average
to roll
of
dice.
3d8?
What?
If it's 3d8, it's the d8
Amazing.
average is 4, so it's 3 times 4. We're not doing the
Whoa.
0.5 on things.
That's
So,
incredible.
Fantastic.
There's no. I'm sorry, there actually won't be that much dice rolling in this combat because you don't have to roll damage. It's
Oh,
always going to be the
shame.
average.
Okay,
hate
so,
this so
well,
much.
it's a good thing I rolled a 7 then. That's already the average.
Yes. So whatever the average on that spell.
3d8, so that's 4, 4, 4.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Cool.
Sweet.
Are there any other effects on it?
Any non-magical object that's in the area and isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage.
It is
The
magical.
gangplank?
In fact,
Oh.
you see that the gangplank splinters a little bit. You see that the retriever here, though obviously metal and susceptible to this type of to shatter, it blasts and just the magic resistance. This thing is way tougher than you thought because it barely left a scratch on this thing, even though you know it hit full force.
Impossible. That was my
dislike
strongest
your turn.
attack.
That was my action. Plug is on the ship, but I assume he's a little bit out of range. I'll say he's below decks for the sake of this. So I do not have a bonus action. So Dani will just kind of square up. Could I use my bonus action
All right.
to yell at the drow?
Yeah, why not? Free action, go for it.
How much are they paying you?
Not the first person to ask that. Don't take a new job until I'm done with the current one. Sorry,
Oh.
just business.
That's actually very professional of her. I
That is-
kind of like this lady.
That's I can respect. I
If
Finn.
you can even
Yeah.
take a job after this one.
Oh, God.
Finn, you're up. Not the first threat either.
Really? In the bounty hunting business? I assumed you'd make so many friends.
That's my turn.
Hey, we're a tight group, actually.
Really?
Well, when you're risking your life like this, then you really got to have boundaries between each other and professional decorum. Otherwise, the whole system just collapses in on itself.
Oh, you know what? That makes
Gets
a lot
really
of
toxic,
sense, actually. Yeah.
Then she draws a sword.
Okay.
Are
What
you
is-
guys done
what is
bonding,
happening?
or are we gonna fight already?
What?
Okay.
I love meeting new people and making friends.
Finbar is going to burst into a shower of starlight as he activates his starry form, taking on the form of the chalice.
Woo.
As his bonus action, he's gonna turn to the gang and he's like, "All right, y'all, I'll hold back down this weird spider robot thing. Make sure y'all take care of this real soon." He's going to grip his star map and he's going to let out a guiding bolt from it onto the spider.
Yeah.
Yo.
smart
Okay,
move.
go ahead and roll a hit.
But then don't roll damage.
13 plus 8 is 21.
Oh my god.
It's 4d6.
21 will hit.
Good.
So
What
the
is
average
that?
of 46.
4d6.
14?
So that's
That's
12.
14.
That's 12 again.
No,
12?
it's no,
Oh,
no.
it's 14. Oh, because you're adding the 0.5s, right?
Well, yeah, the average of
It should-
2d6
does
is
it
7.
say?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, go ahead and add the half.
Yeah.
So
Well, 14.
it'd be
Radiant.
3.5 times 4, which is 14.
Yeah.
All right, 14 radiant damage.
Next attack has advantage to hit.
Strikes.
And I
him.
will
Correct.
close the distance between me and the spider.
Not having to roll damage dice is so relaxing.
I hate everything about this.
Cool. That is my turn.
Cool. Gap closed. You rush up against this thing, huge. It's on its legs. Even though it's a spider, it's still really tall. Its head is probably like 5.5 feet off the ground, and these just giant sharp legs are rearing up now. Virla, what would you like to do?
Yeah, okay, so as a bonus action, I'd like to click, well, it would be click the Boots of Healing,
Huh?
but I will very dramatically
Oh,
throw
the
a scarf
speed,
over my
yeah.
neck. I suppose. And, yeah. and
Gotta go
activate its
fast.
effect.
Fantastic.
So. My movement speed is now 6.
Whoa!
My movement speed is now 60 feet, which is fun. And I zoom over so that I'm within line of sight of both of these people.
Yeah.
So that both of them are within a line, and I'll just cast lightning bolt.
Okay. No
Down in a line.
magical advantage or
Okay.
anything, so dex saves from both of them.
Yeah. But it does take 24 points of lightning damage.
What are the dice? 8d6.
8d6.
That would be 28. Because,
So-
again, average of 2d6 is 7.
Yeah, it's
I'm so glad we have a
3.5 times
math
8.
major on this podcast.
Is
Oh, yeah.
are those
Haven't
the
gotten to
units
stretch
though?
my arithmetic muscles
what
in
are
a
the
while.
units of like, is a unit 1d6 or is one unit 2d6, if that makes sense? Cause
No, it's a unit of 1d6, so 3.5 is the average
Yeah.
on a d6, so times 8.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right, then,
So the drow fails,
uh,
and the
yeah, whatever Red said.
Egan rolls in 17.
So...
So a 17 should be a save.
That
Saves for half,
I believe
I
that
guess?
succeeds. Yes.
So it'll
so-
be 14 for Egan and 24 for the
Mm-hmm.
warrior. That does not look
28.
good for
28.
Senta.
14 and 28.
28. Sorry.
28. 14 and
I'm obsessed
Yeah,
with
you
it.
tell him,
I'm
Red.
obsessed with the. Who knew that the averages would be harder than just rolling the dice? Yeah, you come in. Describe to me what's going on here, Virla. Paint this picture for me as you run to the side. Like vibrating with energy, you can hear like the metal parts of your body like rattling together a little bit as you're just vibrating.
God, see, that makes sense. But like, honestly, what I'm imagining is like it's as if Virla has Heelys, and so
Oh
like
my God, it's the
absolutely
roller skates from
static,
Robot.
This wall
Like when
of
she
a,
taps
this,
her
all the way over.
this wall of a
Yeah.
this wall of a Mechanite just like
I like
moves.
that. I like that. You slide over.
in
slide
space.
over lightning fast and then release a bolt of arcane lightning out from your hand.
Yes.
It arcs off the metal and is
Yep.
like pinging around and then goes through both of them.
Ah.
Egan manages to dodge a hint of that old monk spryness coming through. Senta takes the brunt of it, but she's used to taking a beating in her line of work. It is Lula's turn.
You know the effect
retriever.
of Thunderblight Ganon when he warps around the map and then hits you with a lightning bolt? That's kind of
Yeah.
what I just got from from Virla.
Yeah,
All right.
that makes sense. Yeah, all right.
Cool. Is
Yeah.
going to make a
that.
multi-attack, 2 4-leg attacks against
Oh no!
Finbar.
Oh no.
It hit me.
One is a crit fail, and the other is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
So that would be interesting. It says 1d6 slashing, and then it says on average 15, which can't be right. So D&D Beyond is wrong about one of those two things. Hold on, give me a minute.
Does it have a bonus from its strength or something?
It does have a bonus, but its strength isn't plus 11.
Okay, well, just checking. I don't
So,
know.
yes. No.
You throw us into
you're good-
Avernus
you're
on
good to think
episode 2.
of that.
I don't know what you're throwing at us now.
I was equally ineffective in a.
It's printed correctly with more in kindness, tone, and foes, but printed incorrectly in the on the combat encounter I made. Okay, so it's going to be 15 slashing damage to you, Finbar.
Okay.
Yeah, average of 2d8 is 9. I assume it has a bonus to strength. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So
Oh, come on.
it's going to... Yeah, you're within 50 feet. It will then use
Yeah.
Paralyzing Beam. You see its
What?
eyes shift
Ruh-roh.
into a black light purple, and it flashes at Kyana. Kyana, could I please have you make a Constitution saving throw?
Constitution saving throw. Certainly. What could possibly go wrong? You roll this nice sea green die that I have. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not as good as I thought it was. Yeah, that's only 14. me guess.
14 is a fail.
Yeah,
Kiana's body seizes up, and you are paralyzed for 1 minute. You can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns.
1 minute?
Ruh-roh.
And then the retriever
rounds?
will move. You can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns. The retriever will move
Oh,
5,
yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Finbar, if you want to go ahead and make attack of opportunity,
I
you can.
will make the attack of opportunity. Yes. I don't have Sentinel. 16?
16 is a miss.
Aww.
Its armor is impenetrable, and you're swinging with what, Lawlin?
Yeah.
Lawlin glances off of it without even making a scratch. Little sparks of moonlight shed off where the blow glances.
And here I was hoping the giant robot spider would be easy to hit.
I know, I thought that would be the least of our problems.
Cressida is going to move, draws her short sword and moves up to the now paralyzed Kyana. Says,
oh god.
sorry, hope you understand. This is just how it goes. If it makes you feel any better, we're taking you in alive. So, and she's gonna make 2 attacks at advantage with her
My
short sword.
dodge action doesn't matter!
Your dodge action is going to prevent these from being at advantage because they would be at disadvantage.
But I'm paralyzed!
Actually, no, I don't think you can dodge while your speed is 0.
Why did I say anything?
So it is at advantage. Thank
Fine,
you.
just do it. Get it over
All right,
with.
2 short sword attacks.
It's almost like this lady does this for a living.
17 to hit.
That's exactly my armor class.
Okay, that's the first one. You take 7 piercing damage and 10 poison damage.
Oh my god! Okay.
Okay, this is not great.
No, it's not. So,
I have
second
an idea.
attack, right?
All right, and the second attack. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Well, that'll hit.
Whew.
You'll take the same damage again.
Okay.
7 piercing and 10 poison.
What? She doesn't use up the poison on the first hit? That's not fair.
Not how it works.
Good news, guys. I'm technically still conscious.
You know, we are in a plane of law, so technicality is those are.
I
Those are-
absolutely jinxed
we
it by
love
saying
those.
I didn't want to go unconscious in the second round.
Wait, you're at 3 hit points?
I am at 3 hit points.
Oh no, Kyana.
Because of your bonus,
jeez.
because of the
Yes.
eclair, it would have
Oh.
exactly zeroed me out otherwise.
The magic of baked goods.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, it is now the Not-Eagan's turn. They will
Eagan.
step out, seeing that the job is being done well. Look at Dani, Virla, and Finbar. Finbar's the healer. They're gonna, Eagan looks at them, says, sorry, no resurrections. And is gonna cast Fireball centered on Finbar.
No!
No!
Okay.
Tell
I
me
will
you have
use
absorb
my-
elements.
I do have absorb elements.
Oh.
Because Dani exists.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Actually,
Think of it as though you're fighting
he's gonna walk.
me, but worse. But
Gonna
worse
walk
as though
here,
not as
standing
good as I
next.
am, because I'm the best at the goddamn game when it comes to doing fire
Okay,
damage, and Egan
this
is a
is a
cheap
dex save.
imitation.
Yep,
That is a 16.
that is just a success.
Oh.
So that's 8d6, so that's 8.
I have 2 inspirations. will
I
give
also have
those
2
to
inspirations
whoever
if
needs
someone
them.
can pick them out of my pocket while
So
I
that's-
can't move.
You can.
That's 28 fire damage on average, down to 14 because you succeeded, and then if you're gonna, it'll go down to 7 if you cast absorb elements.
I
Oh wait,
will-
you used your reaction to strike
Oh,
to attack opportunity.
Oh.
you're right.
So
14.
it's okay. It's 14 damage.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine.
And then they get a fun little overcast. Let's see. Roll we charge 5 through 6. Can additional effect. Roll a d6 to see what happens. A 2 on 1 through 3.
What level are they
Teleport,
to have
swapping
fireball?
places with a creature between 30 of it. You see
What?
the Not-Eagan vanishes, and Virla
sorry.
and the Not-Eagan are swapped places. Virla, you find yourself suddenly standing directly next to the Drow
Oh.
assassin.
Voss?
She says, hey, how's it going? Sorry about all this. And you are now within melee of
I am
the-
faster
of the
than I
Drow.
thought.
Okay.
I quite like this
That
drow
ends-
assassin lady, honestly.
No.
That ends Egan's turn. And we come back to Kyana. Kyana, at the end of your turn, you can make a Constitution saving throw to attempt to break
Great.
the paralyze.
End of my turn.
Add your
Fantastic.
inspiration to that if you don't roll high.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All
Roll a
right.
con
First,
save.
for everyone watching at home, my Constitution is +1. Okay. I rolled a 12, so that's a 13. I do have an inspiration in the back pocket. I actually have 2 of them, but I don't think I can stack them. Is that a D6?
You cannot stack inspirations.
Okay.
It's a D8.
D8. Okay. I don't suppose we had the average of this,
D8.
do we? All right. Let's
Everything
give it a
is
shot.
averages. You just add your average to hit, and if
I rolled an 8. I rolled an 8.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna be unparalyzed just in time to get stabbed
Nice.
again.
Guys, so the total is what, over 20?
I rolled a 13, so
Plus
yes,
8, yeah.
21. Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
mark
you
off
are
one of them as
unparalyzed.
just in time to get stabbed again next round. Yay!
Yep. You see, Kyana, you shake it off and look up. The Not-Eagan smiles at you, says,
Yeah.
try
yeah.
not to fight it.
Oh,
Everything
come on.
will be enlightened soon. Dani, you're up.
Get a new line.
All right.
Change the fucking record.
Yeah.
We
New
need
body,
to
same old song.
we need to even the odds here. So Dani's gonna take a step forward on her turn, and I'm gonna summon the Force Ballista directly in front of me. Let me just pick a color on roll 20. Let's do green. It's easy
Chicken
to see.
feed.
And I'm gonna fire. I want to be very clear about what I'm trying to do because it's not necessarily damage. I'm going to fire at the door in the hopes that by using the push effect of the Force Ballista, I can force it open, setting off the alarm and alerting our robot wizard friend that shit's that to like come investigate the front door, so that we might be able to get a little NPC help.
Hell
So I'm going to use my.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay.
Emerson.
I don't want to screw you guys out of anything, so I'll let you know because you would have realized this. The alarm spell triggers when
You go inside.
when someone passes through when a creature passes through the door.
A foot enters.
But what you had is a good thought. So I like where your head's at. I just don't want you to get fucked up on a technicality.
Okay. Let me see about where I can summon the cannon real quick.
That's a great idea, though.
Yeah. Knock really hard.
Nothing but respect from the DM. The DM hopes you can win this fight. It's incredibly unbalanced.
In which direction? Yeah.
Yeah, in our favor.
Yeah, no, this retriever only has 15 hit points.
He was actually saying that to the drone.
No, I mean, it has... No, what's that?
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, I wouldn't be able to do it on this turn. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dani's gonna run up right in front of Egan then, using her movement. I'm gonna summon the cannon. 5. Right next to me. Fire at the door to get it to bust open so that it is open. So people don't have to try and unlock it.
Okay. Roll to attack. AC is, we'll call it AC 17, because it's pretty sturdy metal.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 15 plus 6, so it's open.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know why I bother asking if you hit stuff. You always hit. Yeah, and then is there a save for being pushed?
Nope, it just happens if you get hit with the Force Ballista.
Oh my goodness, okay. I mean, it's technically locked, but it's no longer arcane locked. So just go ahead. No, you rolled the hit. I'll allow it. The door's open. The door opens.
Yeah, and then the cannon can move 15 feet, so the cannon will 5, 10, 15 start making for the door.
Wait, will the cannon count?
Is the cannon a creature? Does it have a stat block? Does it? Or I don't think it is.
The cannon is a magical
that's why you asked
object,
if Bing was
so
a
I don't know.
creature.
Yeah, I don't think it's a creature. Like, for example, Plug has a creature stat block. Plug
Plug
is a
super
homunculus
far.
and could set it off.
Yeah.
Plug is super far away, but you're only, I mean, how far are you?
Wait a minute.
What, you can't like whistle for
You're-
Plug?
we-
Summon her?
You're 30 feet.
Plug can move 30 feet. I can use a bonus action to command Plug, and I could have him dash, so he can move 60 in theory. But I still don't think he
bursts
would
out of the
get
hold, runs for the
close
door.
enough to really make a difference here between... Because
No,
next turn,
the
Dani
person-
can dash.
The person who's fast enough is Virla right now.
Yeah. All right, I will settle for having opened the door,
Yes.
and in the meantime,
I was gonna.
Virla goes very soon, actually.
I was gonna.
So
yeah.
okay, all right.
Danny uses the cannon. I'm still gonna have it. I'll have it stay close to me then, as opposed to moving. So Danny summons the cannon, blasts open the door, kind of like gives Virla come on, and a shrug over her shoulder, and then turns back to Egan and squares up like, we both know this has been a long time coming.
It's cute how you're still treating him like Egan.
You do that, and the Not-Eagan turns to you and says, I have the memories of you. You were always so foul.
Whoa.
You don't even know that half of it.
Oof.
Finbar, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm.
Oh, my blood is racing, guys.
Oh, okay.
I would appreciate not immediately going unconscious in the next one.
Yes, that's the plan. I just need to.
Thank you.
Finbar, what would you like to do?
Does the thing have reach? Because that's the number one thing I want to avoid for now, in terms of positioning. Would I know?
It does. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty reasonable to see when a creature has arms that can strike you from 10 feet away, and indeed, its forelegs can have reach.
Okay. Okay. Well, where was I? I was back here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, standing on the far side of the retriever. Kyana now flanked by the retriever and the drow, Cressida,
Cool.
sorry.
I'm
Cressida.
going to.
Cressida. I've been saying it wrong all night. Cressida.
Cressida.
Cressida?
Cool.
I'll pronounce it differently every time. Victoria will kill me because she told me how to pronounce it.
I will roll around the left side of this retriever, and I will form whip the drow aside and try to pull her away from Virla and Kyana.
Okay.
Ooh.
Roll to hit.
So I gotta roll to hit.
Oh, nice.
That's 13 plus 8 again?
Oh, 21?
Yeah.
You had 8 to hit?
Yeah.
Actually, that's not too crazy. I got plus 7
Oh,
to
you
hit.
have a +1 from Lalin, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn you. Yeah, that's gonna hit. 21's gonna hit. Oh, no! Wait.
What?
Oh, shit.
What?
I have a parry reaction, but it only adds 3 to the AC,
enemy
and her AC is 18,
also.
so a 21 would still hit.
Tragic.
Okay.
Oh, shame.
How's it feel?
She takes average of 2d6 is what?
7.
7.
7.
She takes 7 piercing.
7.
She gets pulled 10 feet towards me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get an opportunity attack because that wasn't her willingly moving, right?
Correct.
Right, okay.
Fuck it, make it a strength save.
Whew.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Finally.
I was okay. And then as a bonus action, I will healing word at the 2nd level. So that is
Does that also go average?
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so 2d4 will be 5 plus your wisdom for healing.
Okay.
So
plus
9
plus
healing.
another d8. From
the chalice?
Yes.
Another d8 would be, if it's just one d8, it's just 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 13?
Yes.
Awesome.
9 plus 4, yeah, 13.
Thank you.
13 healing.
I will not quite tank another hit from that short sword. But it's better than it was.
That's the best I got right now.
That's okay.
Yep, that is my turn.
Desperate ploys, you pull Cressida away. She gets yanked. She goes, has no one heard of professional courtesy anymore? Lalin shines.
Hey, you
Kyana,
do this
you
for
feel a
your
little
job.
better, but still a little bit focused on.
Yeah.
Virla, you're up. If you have a crazy big gun, now's the time.
Yeah, first off, I'd like to use a free action to ask Kyana. Would you like to be extricated?
I don't think we can get far enough away from her to make a difference. I'd rather just hit her next turn. Next time. Thank you.
Very well.
Oh, add another. Actually, add another. It's a D8 plus 4 for the chalice.
Oh.
So,
Oh, so you get
So-
4 more hit points on there.
4
Yes.
more hit points. Hey!
Ew.
okay.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
then-
Like, that's
What
a
I
little
will
lower
do.
than
Yeah.
what I usually do. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So with my full 60 feet of movement, I will zoom over to the open door, because I think I sussed
Gotta go
out
fast.
what Dani was trying to do, and once I do get an indication that the alarm has tripped, I would like to use the rest of my movement to get again within line of sight, within so that I would have Crisetta and Lula within line, and then
Nice.
again cast lightning bolt.
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Ba-da-da-da.
To go, gotta follow my rainbow. If you sing it badly enough, it's not a copyright problem.
Whoa, hey guys, I'm Virla. I want to go fast and eat chili dogs. Oh,
We banished him with our Sonic impression.
Quick, fan cast yourselves. Which member of the
So
Aspera is which
turned
member of
off
the
by it.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh no, I have to be Knuckles.
Cursed.
Yeah.
No!
Cursed.
Dibs on
Actually, I do
tails.
Don't like that. Don't care for that shit at all. All right, so Virla, tell me again. You're gonna, with your extended move. Oh my God, you're so fast, right? You're gonna run through the foyer.
yep. I can run here.
Yep.
Which I believe
Yeah.
is just past the threshold. I want to make sure that I have what is it? Indication
Oh
that the
yeah.
alarm
When
does
you step
go off,
through,
and then I would like to get
it's
myself
that
within.
chime sounds again.
Apologies, Maxim. We have more company unintended this time.
Go ahead and roll me.
Um,
Roll me a d. It hasn't been that long. Go ahead and roll me a d4
Talking is a free
and tell me what
action.
you get.
How long it
Oh,
takes for him
sure.
to peel the cucumbers off his little eye ports. Come see what all the fuss is about.
Actually, on average, it's like 2.5.
Hey.
3.
Three.
All right.
Wait, that's bad, isn't it?
That's
It's
probably
always
how
bad
many-
when it's a
3
D4.
It's 3. He's 3 rounds away.
Okay.
3 rounds. Yeah. But then yes,
So,
I will get myself
On your turn in 3
uh,
rounds, Virla, he'll appear.
so
I
that
feel
I
so
will
bad. He was like, I very much value my privacy and do not like being
So I will-
trespassed at. And we're like, nifty, bro. How do you like a giant spider?
be. Let's do it twice. Yeah. Yep. And I'll cast
All
lightning
right,
bolt again.
jeez.
Down a line, it'll hit Crisetta and Lula. Another dexterity
Really
saving
good on
throw
both
from
of them this time.
No.
Crisetta rolled a 25 and a
Oh, jeez.
23 for the retriever.
Yeah.
So that is
Yep.
All right. 14 lightning damage to the both of them.
you see like there's some good damage been put into Crisetta. The retriever looks nonplussed. Whether that's because it's really tough or it's a construct with no emotions is hard to deduce. Neither way, it is its turn, and as the lightning arcs off of its body,
God, here it
will
comes.
move forward within 5 feet of Kyana,
No.
and it will hold its action.
Oh.
Never good.
Okay.
Crisetta will move into flanking,
Dang it! It's almost like these guys do this for a living.
and will make 2 short sword attacks.
With
at
advantage again! No!
Flanking!
I should have extricated
should have
her.
seen this coming. That's on me. I said no. All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
do it.
A natural
fine.
A natural 19
All right,
is
that first
17
one.
points of damage.
Yeah. All right, just get it over with.
You're still up?
Don't I feel like a waste of good healing now?
Yeah.
That's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
Another 17 points of damage.
I'm down, baby.
You see Kyana
Oh,
collapses, and as she does, the retriever puts out 2 metal arms, scoops her up, and there is a flash. As its held action, it will cast plane shift and vanishes.
No.
I got my wish, guys. It was turn 3. Yay! I have a hunch
Shit.
what might happen next
Uh-oh.
session, you guys.
Oh,
Just the slightest
oh
hunch.
shit!
Kyana!
I had
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
specifically asked to not mess with my crew. No.
Hey, Maxim, remember how we were
The
like...
retriever and Kyana in tow
Great.
vanish
Uh-huh.
using the retriever's ability to plane shift 3
Damn.
times a day,
Whoa,
along
that's-
with 1 incapacitated creature.
Wow, it's almost like they do this for a living. Okay. I'm gonna be
That
quiet
ends
now.
Cressetta's turn. She turns to Egan and says, "All right, job done. Ready to get out of here?" And Egan turns to Dani and says, "Change of plans. Double the price for the Genasi."
What?
Oh shit!
How much did you antagonize her?
That's not the.
She's just mad
That's
you
not the
turned
prior,
her
that's
blue.
Ian talking.
You idiot! I'm blue now. I'm
let's
clearly
see.
stronger than you. Everyone knows blue fire is hotter than red fire.
That's Egan talking.
Egan's like,
straight
listen,
up.
I know
They
you've
will-
body snatched me, but I have one last request.
They will risk an attack of opportunity stepping backwards from you. I don't know if you have the ability, if you have anything you can do besides punch.
I have a dagger.
Oh, okay. If you want to try to dagger them. Dagger.
Yeah, why not?
We can be kidnapping buddies.
Does a 16 hit?
Good question. It does hit.
Yeah.
Cuts right through the mage armor.
Fuck you, Egan. 1d4 plus 2, so that's 3 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Ugh, that feels weak.
A little bit
Yeah.
helps. Sorry, hold on. I have to do
Take
a
that.
double check on there.
Stab him in the leg
HP.
as he's going. Come back here.
Egan has NPC stats and just goes
can we
immediately down.
flavor it so that it's like a tool, like a chisel or something that Dani's using as with,
Oh, those are nasty.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
yeah, because she would have tools on her, so it's like a worksman's knife or like a pocket knife multi-tool situation as opposed to like a rogue's dagger. But
Screwdrivers are nasty puncture
Yeah.
weapons, for the record. Anyone who's ever accidentally
Let's
slipped
see if
with
they
one.
get their recharge on the overcast. They do not. They will cast Scorching Ray at you.
fucking try me.
3 spell attacks on 2d6 fire on each. So that'll be 7 fire.
Fire
plus 8 to
damage
hit. Here we go.
on the
3
Genasi.
attacks. One is a crit.
Oh no.
One is a 22 to hit, and the other is going to miss.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So that is Scorching Ray. So that is. You don't add anything, so it's 7 damage and then 14 damage, so 21 damage total.
Fire
from the
damage,
crit
but
and
is
the-
that halved?
But it halves, right?
Oh, yep. It's gonna be half because it's fire damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's half of? Please do math for me.
Is that 10?
10.
Are we
10,
rounding
correct.
down or up?
Yep. It's always down.
Yeah.
Okay, 10.
All right. That's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah. It scorches into you, but you're used to the heat, and it hurts, but not nearly so bad.
Danny just,
just
brush,
like home.
pats out miscellaneously placed orange flame on her arm instead of blue. It's like ruining the aesthetic.
Dani, it is your turn.
Alrighty. I don't have a way to get Kyana back.
Well, I'm sorry. Did Crescetta go this round?
Yeah, she's the last
I
person.
don't wanna-
to go.
E-
Or Egan
She's
is.
the one that dropped you.
That was.
Oh, right.
That was the one that dropped you.
Wonder why I forgot that happened. Sorry.
The Not-Eagan is looking a lot worse than, or not a lot, but worse than Cressida.
That's what happens when you trade down. Oh, does
It
someone
really
miss
was
their
a trade
old
down.
body?
You guys got lucky messing up that old body like you did.
Yeah. I'm gonna try a little trick.
Not lucky, it was extremely well played.
Because I'm just
Yeah.
sort of stalling
Yeah.
for time at this point. Because I don't know how to get Kyana back, but I think our wizard friend might have a better bet than me, and I feel like keeping Cressetta here is kind of my new goal. So Dani is going to cast Grease. It's a DC 15 deck save.
no.
10 foot.
You're the
Right
one.
where Cresetta's
Sorry,
standing.
I had to.
Ka-ding-a-da-ding-a-dong.
And when the Grease
Alright.
appears,
Cressetta.
she's got to make a deck save or fall prone, so it's DC 15.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, she makes it. And sort of to call back to our first fight in the
Grease? Really?
so as she says Grease, really, the
It's not even that
the
good at
Force
musical.
Ballista is gonna step directly into line with her, and it's gonna fire on her. And my goal in this is kind of to call back to our fight in the inn to make her have to slip and fall when she does the Force. That might not be how it works. She might just slide back faster, but either way, she'll take some damage.
It's pretty funny, though.
Yeah. That is like a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. The Force Blizzard is 2d8,
One of these days she'll get to
so
parry.
8 points of force damage, and she's pushed 5 feet away from the cannon.
It'd be 9.
2d8?
It'd be 9 because 2d8 is 4.5 plus 4.5.
Right. Oh, 2d8 plus 3, so...
Oh, and another 3 damage.
21?
All right.
12.
2d8 plus
Boom,
9.
you push Cressida
right.
away.
Yeah, sorry. Doy.
Yeah.
Too much math.
You see, she gets, she goes, grease, really? And then gets whacked and slides backwards, barely keeping her footing on the grease.
Yeah.
All right, good tricks.
She's so civil.
Dani, does that end your turn?
I'll just flip her off, and that'll be the end of my turn. I'm just trying to piss her off to untenable levels.
Ah. Traditional elven greetings, I say. Finbar, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to Cressida in the grease.
Oh, holy shit, you're big.
Now, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to do 2 things for me. Sit. Tell me where she went. And then I will. Bonus action. I will Searing Smite on her, as you guys have rarely seen this happen, but Lalin turns a bright red hot as he brings it down and goes for a hit.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Not quite. 14 plus, what do I have to hit? Plus, I still have +8 to this. 22?
Yeah.
22's gonna hit.
Woohoo!
Okay. It's a...
You guys keep rolling just high enough she can't parry.
So this is a D4 plus 5. 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay. 7. And then some fire.
Some fire, yes. It's a D6 fire.
Yeah, so that's 3 damage.
Yeah, so total...
Because the 3.5 is rounded down.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I need a
All right.
con save.
Con save. Ooh.
Ooh.
Natural 19.
Ah!
Okay, never mind. Okay, well...
What I failed on initiative, I'm making up for here.
okay.
24 total.
Jeez,
yeah,
I'll say.
And then my swarm's going to kick in, and it's going to take an extra D6.
So another 3.
Yes.
This is probably
All
one
right,
of the weirder
3 more
fights
damage.
she's had. She gets
She's seen some
uppercutted
weird
by
shit.
Tinkerbell. Yeah.
That's true. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's like, all right, big guy with a sickle, that's fine. What are these?
Yep.
All right.
Actually, no, fuck it. I can throw, since I'm not concentrating on anything anymore, I'll throw an extra D4 for my favorite.
All right, so
Nice.
another 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, death by 1,000 cuts. Boom. Virla, you're up.
Okay. I think, for the audience listening at home, I have a circular template
Yeah, I've been
that's
watching.
about
I've
20
been watching you
feet
draw
radius.
this all over the map, trying to find a good spot to put it for like 3 rounds now.
Trying to find a good spot. Yeah. Where I put it here, which is roughly kind of in between Cressida and Egan, will I be able to get them both without getting either Dani or Finbar?
Are you attempting to cast Insect Plague?
I don't know how you rule, because
But you don't have the staff.
I am.
You gave the staff back.
I thought I took the staff. Did I get the staff back? I thought I took it.
I thought it was a trade.
Along with
It was a heavy implication that you guys had each given it to the other to work on and then trade back. So here's what's up. Here's what's up here.
Okay.
Here's what's up,
All right.
Virla.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna screw.
I understand.
I'm sure
Okay.
that there's a role-playing encounter that's gonna come out of you wanting to keep the staff. Austin doesn't want to cheat you out of a magic item you have. That's no fun to treat this as a game. I don't like doing that. The lore, how you got it, is that you got it from Maxim, and Maxim is lawful neutral, believes in even exchanges like that. I'm sure there is some sort of role-playing encounter you might want to have to try and keep the staff. I understand that. So I'm not going to take it from you now with the we'll explain it as the assumption that Maxim thought you were coming back the next day, and just as a courtesy thing, wasn't going to be a dick about it. He's like letting you look at the sphere and hold on to the staff, but with the assumption that because he thought you were coming back the next day, like there would be you would return it, or there would be some other exchange of some kind. So I'll let you. You have the staff.
Okay.
Now I'll say, but just keep that in mind going forward for whatever decisions you might want to make.
That was extreme misunderstanding.
No, I should have specified because, but again,
Yeah.
lore dumps. It's easy to get distracted. So I'm not going to punish you on that here. Just know that going forward.
Fair enough. Okay.
Just focusing too hard on the buttery voice.
All right, for the umpteenth time, I'll redraw this. Yes, and so I believe placing it.
You gotta
here,
move it. You're
I'm
gonna
not sure
hit.
how you do,
you're gonna hit Virulent
like,
Dani there. Any circle
I think you
it's
can
in
nudge
is
it
gonna hit him.
up
So if you
just a little.
move it up, you should be
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, my cannon might take
that'll hit both
damage.
of them. Oh my god, it's gonna hit both.
All
of
right
them.
then.
We don't fight
if your
enough
can your
armies
cannon
for
take
this.
damage?
I don't
Yeah, my
care about the
cannon takes so the Eldritch Cannon. Let's look at some rules real quick. It has an AC of 18 and a number of hit points equal to my Artificer level, so 6 hit points.
This swarm is gonna shred it, but
Oh, God.
It's okay.
It will probably also
My
shred
what?
the two
Sorry.
people you're looking at. So.
Yeah.
They will both have to make
All right, here we go.
saving throws.
The Not-Eagan rolls a natural 1.
Oh, eat it.
Ooh.
Cressida
Okay.
Cressida
all
rolls
right.
an 18. Cressida rolls an 18.
Okay.
Okay.
That does
Cannon
succeed. Yeah.
What is
13.
There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5.5
22.
times 4.
Yeah, 5.
22? Yeah. 22 points of piercing damage, yes. And
Bug
then
damage.
11
Of course.
on a save.
Oh my god, they're ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's brutal. The swarm comes in and swarms both of them. Holy shit! Did not know they had a wizard with them. Would have been good information. The
You think
Egan
we just have
is
one
the
wizard?
Not-Eagan is being like pierced and destroyed. Maxim's not a wizard. Being pierced and like you see the flesh is wasp stings are coming in and you see welts rising up on its skin and does not care. Is just staring down. At Dani. When will your pet be back? I told you I want the artificer. Cressida turns. She says, that was not part of the deal. If you want to renegotiate, we're gonna need some couches or something a little less insane than this. On that note, Lula will use her action to plane shift back and reappears exactly where she was.
You.
Oh, no. Right where Finbar is.
It's Cressida's turn. She's gonna look around. She's gonna move out of the swarm first of all.
Yeah.
She's gonna look around, put her hands up and say, you say something about renegotiating a deal? Because last I checked, my current contract just finished, so if you're willing to talk, I'm very chatty. So chatty. In fact, some people can't shut me up, they say. She's just gonna put her hands up. You see Lula rears up on her hind legs to like impale Finbar, and she gives a sharp whistle and says, "Down, girl. Just hold on." And
guys,
she's gonna hold her action to see if you guys keep attacking her. Then something might happen.
Befriending the cool drow is exactly what I would have wanted if we were still there. You must honor my memory.
It's what she would have done.
The Not-Eagan emerges out and is going to do. I think she's got a couple of those that she can do. 3 times today. Another scorching ray at Dani.
Really? You haven't figured out how fire works by now?
A 1, a 2, and an 18.
I will use shield to bring my AC up to 20, so none of those hit.
Oh, eat it.
None of them hit. That's a total of 18, by the way. A natural 1, a natural 2, and then a total of 18. They just 2 fly past. You realize now the body is like. Have second Men in Black reference of the night. You know how Vincent D'Onofrio is just slowly getting worse over the course of the movie. Very quickly, the Not-Eagan has moved into that point, and you see is like limping and parts of the body swollen from all those wasp stings, extends a shaky hand, and 2 fire scorching rays just go past your shoulders. The third comes to hit you square in the chest, and an arcane ward deflects it. It scatters off into ashes and sparks. Kyana is gone. Dani, your turn.
Sort of like as the shield comes up, Dani raises her arm in front of her and then slowly brings it down and like turns to look at the drow. Here's a new deal for you. You want to leave here with your life? You bring Kyana back. And then I will turn to Not-Eagan. What should I do? Just so much fire damage, which I know doesn't do much.
Cressida says, while you think of that, Cressida says, look, even if I could, and I can't, because she can only do that so many times a day, she motions at Lula. She goes, I don't go back on, why am I discussing this? We're still to the death. Are we done with this? I don't know what's going on.
There's an amazing amount of information that she can.
I love that talking is a free action.
Dani, what are you up to?
Yeah, so Dani is gonna run 5, 10, 15, 20, kind of around to be in line with Not-Eagan. And I'm going to summon another Force Ballista using a spell slot.
Cool.
Directly in front of me, so that it is lined up not only with Not-Eagan, but the direction that I'll be pushing them is back into the insect swarm.
Oh, no.
Oh, thanks.
And I will, as I summon the cannon,
Noir,
I will use it.
Do they take damage when they enter it, or what's the wording for when they take damage? Go ahead and look that up. Dani rolled a hit.
I rolled a natural 20.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. You
Amazing.
might not even need the swarm. Go ahead and roll.
Well, 2d8 plus 3.
Still roll. Double the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so the 2d8 becomes 4.5 plus 4.5 is 9. Double to 18. Yeah.
plus 3.
You kind of already told me how you want to do this. So you see the Not-Eagan is pushed backwards, part of the body blown open from the force, and the wasps turn and start devouring. And the body falls limp. The head falls and makes a sharp smack sound against the metal as the mechanical wasps rise up off of the unmoving body.
Yikes.
I'm actually gonna
Finbar.
kind of miss Egan.
Damn.
All right.
Hot damn.
I'm going to put Lolin clipped back onto my belt. I'm still gonna maintain the starry form, and I'm gonna be like, all right, you capture Herd once. Now we need you to bring us to where she is.
Ooh.
Respectfully, giant sir, besides myself, Lula can only take the one at a time, and she's only got so much power at bay. So, if you want to go, it's going to take like a few days for me to shift you there. But I could tell you where it is, if that'll help.
Speak.
I'm good.
All right, we're Virla, is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, Virla would just kind of like to sort of approach Cressida and just try and assume as intimidating a form as well. But it seems that Finbar's got this, so he just kind of wants to try and support him in that regard.
Cool.
But he's not going to say anything.
You move in. Cressida has already sheathed her sword, had her hands up, and now kind of puts them down. Like, okay, we're entering into negotiation out of like hostage situation into like negotiation portion. She says, "All right, listen. Normally, it's bad business to rat out your former employer, and I make it a rule never to go back on a contract that I've taken. But seeing as, well, you're probably gonna kill me if I give you nothing." And also that she motions with her head. Guy was a huge prick the entire time we were working together. I'll tell you what I know. You see, she motions and then she does a little double take. She goes, "What the hell is that?" And we move past her turn to the Not-Eagan's turn.
Oh no!
Ooh.
You see you look at the head, which had hit the metal, and a crack had sort of appeared where it struck.
Mind
There's
flares.
some black sort of
Mind
protruding
flares.
out.
What is happening?
And at first you think it's like it might be like a rivulet of blood, but then another black appendage pokes out, and you realize they're like the legs. They look like the legs of a spider. You see these two legs grab onto either end of outside of the split in the skull, grab either end, and push. The skull splits open, and emerging from inside, you see what can only be described as her brain atop 8 spidery legs, the brainstem twitching like a small tail. It crawls out and observes the scene. You see Cressida goes, "Holy shit, did you know her brain had legs?"
You were working for Mind Flayers, you fucking idiot. Always research your gigs.
Please make friends with her.
The Intellect Devourer is going to pounce and make a claw attack at Dani.
No!
My shield is still up, so my AC is 20 until my turn.
That's a 25 to hit?
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's just a really lucky roll. They're not really good at this.
Hey,
yeah.
Just a question. The Intellect Devourer didn't happen to start its turn in the insect's form and then, shimmy its
when
way
the Intellect Devourer emerges from the skull of another creature, it teleports 5 feet mechanically. I checked.
Okay. All
right. It does not. It teleports 5 feet and therefore is able to mechanically not emerge into your insect's form. I already took that into account.
All right, fair play.
That's 7 slashing damage as the creature flings itself at you and the claws strike. And it will use Devour Intellect.
No!
Could you please make an intelligence saving throw?
Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm good at those.
It's a good thing we just made friends with a really powerful sorcerer.
23.
Thank fuck.
You save by a country mile.
Dani's smart.
You feel
bitch.
a sharp spike in your brain as this creature assaults your mind. Flashes of color, your eyes like kind of white out, and you can't see it from when you step back, but you're able to resist both the psychic damage and the intelligence drain that would result from a failed save.
Please.
Whoa.
Dani, it's your turn.
Alright, so this thing is right there.
Yep, it's right in front of you.
You're no longer fire resistant, you fucking idiot. I'm gonna use... Dani will use her Burning Hands ability as a fire genasi, just sort of like stick her hands directly in front of her, right at the brain, and I will fire on it. It makes a DC 12 dexterity saving throw, or takes half damage.
5.
Great. It fails, so it's going to take the average of 3d6, so 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
10 points of fire damage.
10 points of fire damage.
All right, you hear in your mind, more than aloud, in your mind, each of you hears a shriek of pain as this creature like scampers backwards a little bit as the fire, just a cone of flame, just point blank this horrid aberration.
And then it's going to be a disadvantage because it's within melee range, but the Force Ballista, I will use my bonus action to have it fire on the mind thing as well.
Okay. I'll let you know, the brain does not have a huge AC.
It's the Force Ballista, dude. The lowest I rolled a 13 on the low die, and it's +6, so it's a 19 to hit.
Jeez. Yeah, it has an AC 12.
Yeah. So the average
What's the
of
damage?
2d8 plus 3. So
12.
So that's 12?
Yeah.
12 is just what you needed. The creature rears back from flame and then makes one last lunge. You hear that shriek in your mind again, and it scatters as a point-blank shot just pulverizes this brain.
Dani
little
will
bits
just sort of like
go flying in the air.
Dani just sort of wipes a little brain goo off of her arm and turns to look at Cressida and is like, "So we were talking about renegotiating your deal."
I promise I knew nothing about the brain with legs.
Oh my god.
You will tell us where she is.
Also, how many rounds has it been since we set off the alarm?
Combat is effectively dropping, so it's at this point that Maxim appears. You see he descends and says, "I thought I made clear my intentions to bed down for the evening. What manner of sorcery has occurred here?" And looks across. He goes to step out, and then takes 2 steps back from the doorway before he leaves.
Wait.
The insect plague is still up.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Virla will close down the clockwork staff, and he merely says to Maxim, "We had interlopers."
Like I said, we were being hunted. Apologies for bringing it onto your front steps.
No apologies necessary. It seems you are more than capable of handling them. Even though the insect's plague dies down, he does not step out. He looks across at the carnage, says, "Where is your friend, Kyana?"
That is what we are in the process of finding out. And Dani and the Force Ballista will get in line and a little closer to Cressida and her dear spider.
I get it. You're surrounding me. I'm outnumbered. I'm outgunned. I get it. I want you to know I could leave if I wanted, but I'm gonna be nice here and let you have what you want. Ask me a question, I'll tell you what I can to the best of my knowledge. Drow's honor.
Again, where'd you take the girl?
Lula took the girl back to, they said her monastery. They gave me a location on the prime material plane. Lula can plane shift there and back if she wants to.
You will give us that location.
Gotcha. It's on the edge of the Underdark. It's called the Cenobium Tenebris, apparently. I don't know. I never set foot in it. This thing with legs for a brain. She motions with her hands. This thing with legs for a brain found me in the Underdark. Little snurf-nibbling settlements I tend to work out of. Made a deal. Gold was exchanged. Not the first time I've had to travel to the Great Wheel to track a bounty. That's what Lula's for. She's pretty good at that. You know, when we have quarry, she knows where it is. And, finish the job. She's back wherever she's meant to be.
She is meant to be with us.
Listen, I'm sorry. This job, you don't exactly make a lot of friends. I know that more often than not, I'm taking someone who didn't want to be back, but I have to explain myself to you. You guys don't know me. Listen, you want information, I'll give you information. You want to kill me, you'll kill me. Or I'll escape.
I don't expect more from a drow.
Well, you don't know anything about me, so. Listen, I'm no friend to the drow in Menzo Baranzan, alright?
I will honor your contract and your adherence to it. Consider your life our payment for your services.
Fair enough. What can I do for you? You know the location. I don't know how many are in there, if that's what you're asking. I assume you're planning some daring, heroic rescue. Very noble. This guy never told me anything about who was there waiting for them, just where to plane shifter, and then tried to change the deal at the last minute, which is just a classic bad etiquette move.
Hearing about plane shift, Dani will turn to our new robo-wizard friend. Hey, robo-wizard, you got any way to get from plane to plane, particularly to the mundane plane?
I am in possession of a tuning fork attuned to the prime material plane, yes.
Any chance you could give us a ride?
You see a conflicted, look back and forth. I cannot leave here. But, Virla, is your ship still possessed of the ability to shift between planes?
Yes.
To the astral sea. Very well. Forgive me, pardon me for a moment. You see he leaves. A couple tense minutes pass. Cressida, slowly starts kind of shuffling towards the retriever.
Hey!
Just tiny little side steps.
You!
Okay.
No. Before you go.
Still tense.
No.
Oh, yes. Before I go, I like the sound of that. Tell me what I need to do before I go.
What kind of rates do you usually charge for mercenary work? Because we're actually also for hire, and we never get to compare notes with anyone, because usually other for hire people are trying to kill us the whole time. I'm something of a guildsman myself, so.
Oh, I understand. Well, it kind of ranges, really, because, sometimes I'm staying on the prime material plane, and that's, way easier, but Also, then there's travel costs. So when I get to shift to another plane, I don't have to worry about those costs because, I can be in and out in a day. So it really varies. Some fights are harder than others. Might I say, you guys, very good at what you do. Really impressed. Sometimes it's very easy. It's sort of a stealth mission. I was told this was going to be a smash and grab, so I jacked the rates. For this one, it was 5,000 gold pieces. But...
So you have how much gold on you right now?
Oh, God.
Nice try. I'm carrying about, let's see. She goes to her bag, opens it up. She's like, 27 gold pieces. I don't take the gold on me for the job.
Can I insight check that?
I have a safe at home. Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Natural 20.
Oh
Nice.
my God.
Yeah, she's telling the truth. She doesn't take 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
What kind of crazy adventurer would carry all their gold on them at all times?
And
That would be
non-sequential serial numbers.
You
I
did
would
a non-zero amount of damage to us and our supplies, and to sort of even the score here, is there anything valuable on you we could potentially use to cover the cost of repairs? I hate to ask. You seem like an upstanding businesswoman, but you know how it is. It's really hard to
I don't really
maintain this
wanna-
level of gear.
You're gonna shake me down after all of this?
Yes,
I don't wanna
absolutely.
push-
You
I don't
just
wanna push
kidnapped
this
one
any
of our
further.
party members.
I'm just gonna start
All
writing
right, tell you
down
what.
about just like
Tell you what. I give you what I have in my pocket. She reaches in her pocket and holds up a hand. She says, "You let me go right now."
Finbar takes it.
She's clearly holding something.
Oh, okay.
It's not, she's not faking it. Her
Finbar-
hand is around something.
Oh my
Finbar
God.
takes it.
It's a vial.
And in
She places it in Finbar's hand.
in Sylvan, he says, "Now get Drow."
All right. I know where I'm not welcome. She'll go over to Lula, say, "All right, say goodbye to these fine folks, Lula." You see the spider sits back, kind of like a dog, on its abdomen, thorax. I always flip them. I'm pretty sure it's abdomen. On its abdomen, and looks at you, all with those 8 bright red fiery eyes.
Don't you dare make
and
this
just gives
spider
her like
cute.
a little like.
It is
How
cute.
dare
No,
you?
it-
How
And
dare you make
then
the
she
spider just
touches
a little
it.
guy?
it's a silver retriever. It's
And it's his birthday.
and it's his birthday.
Touches it. She says, "Till next time," and then just shifts out. A moment passes, and back at the doorway, you see Maxim appears, tuning fork in hand.
What did you get,
I'll-
Finbar?
I'll
What
go
is
and I'll take
Finbar
it
having his hand?
from him.
Yeah,
and
what?
It's a vial of drow poison.
That's what I thought.
I'll go and I'll take.
It's pretty nasty.
Nice
I'll
of
take
her,
the
I
tuning
guess.
fork from him. I'll return to him the clockwork staff, and as an extra thank you, I will unfurl the scarf of haste, I suppose, scarf of speed, and give that to him as well.
No, it's so useful.
A fair exchange.
To impart gifts is not necessary.
It is merely an
I
exchange, for
will.
we are merely professionals.
That we are. He looks at all of them. He says, "My assumption is you intend to rescue your crewmate."
That's the plan.
I said that I did not have any intention of losing my crew a second time. I aim to make good on that.
I wish you luck, and if I may, a word of advice. There are some things in this universe that are inevitable. The more you study the history of the planescape, the more you come to learn that law, chaos, good, evil, none has ever truly triumphed. Only defeats and victories ultimately fruitless. Our lives are much the same in that respect. We fight entropy, and yet, try as we might, loss will always find each of us in our time. I offer you this wisdom. Care about those you choose to care about, but always be prepared. The time comes for each of us.
I offer you this wisdom in turn. It is the fight against entropy that makes life worth living. And I turn away and I start going back to the show.
Maybe. Damn. Incredibly brutal. As you go, he calls after you. When you shift to the Prime, Hold strongly in your mind the location you wish to travel to. The Prime is not like most other places. It is expansive. Hold fast in your mind, and you will find your way true.
A nod in recognition.
As we walk back to the ship, Danny will give one little look back to the scattered remains of Egan, and then turn and go back on the ship. Ripped.
Oh.
Finbar?
Finbar is quiet this entire time. His brow has been furrowed. He says one thing on his mind this entire time. He says, "Let's go get the girl."
Ah.
One more thing.
And I think that's going to be a good place to end it.
Avengers
Wow, I wonder what we're doing for the finale.
I was curious because...
Damn, guys.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was actually a moment I thought you were going to be able to prevent it entirely. I mean, it was always possible to prevent it. It was just very hard. And
Yeah.
I'm hugely impressed with your efforts. But
Two
at
birds
the end
with
of the
one
day,
stone.
when
We're
forces are brought to bear, you know,
Yep.
D&D is not a war game. It's not always balanced. Sometimes the bad guys bring forces to bear that they can afford.
Yeah, we almost had an extra wizard on our side.
Yeah. My only weakness, not being able to move.
Yeah.
Oh, they got me.
We will pick up next week, learning what happened to Kyana.
Woohoo!
And then we'll conclude
All
the
good
first
things.
season of the Adventures of the Aspera with the rescue of our astral monk.
Yay! Hopefully.
Thank you
Fingers
everyone
crossed.
for joining us. I know this is a harsh one, but I look forward to next week when we see our heroes shine.
Yay!
Until next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Hopefully.
Hi, I'm Noir, aka Virla. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Rolling with Difficulty. We'll be back next week with another thrilling installment, but if you miss us before then, be sure to check out our Twitter and Instagram for more D&D nonsense. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email the pod at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. Links to all that and more in the show notes below. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Thanks!